labels, the haters speaking on me. Glizzy singing pressure, rebuking the demons breathing on me. I'm chasing meals, 1 foot in the field, I'm trying to snatch it out. But since it's something, leave it stuck, ain't shit to talk about. Confidential, when we speak of business, cause these niggas iffy. Envy from the closest, wouldn't be surprised if the homies shit me. The opposition, think they want above, cause niggas straight offense. Keep my name in their dinner and dick right on like these groupie bitches. If he ain't prone to go for show, then I ain't fucking with him. Respected and connected, with the street shit, I'm a made nigga. My toss, severe and sucker signs are trying to blow him down. He crossing for a bitch, just imagine them people coming around.
Thought y'all was solid, ain't that about a bitch drip sauce? Mix the Louis with the off-white, you niggas hoes. Game goofy, nowhere boss like. VV's on my chest, Jubilee on my left wrist, and white and blue. B-22s off my checklist. Ride around with 7.6 tools, bitch, we reckless. 30 plus shots if you reach at this necklace. TVC, blast first gang, bitch, we wreck shit. Currency, watch it stack it up like it's Tetris. White on white whips, and I still got the Lexus. Step foot in front of this AR, that's a death wish. It's funny games, so them hollow tips to this funny bone. We sitting with a long ass face, I guess it's money gone. Drop low on 2 niggas, that shit had me up. Since you niggas pocket, watch you go ahead, add me up. Smack.
We ain't into that. You niggas ain't bout a bag, we ain't into that. We ain't into that. That bitch don't fuck it over, we ain't into that. We ain't into that. You niggas ain't on the block, we ain't into that. We ain't into that. You niggas don't throw no blocks, we ain't into that.
It ain't no plan, both sides, that's what the suckers do. I feel the fans been watching close, I gotta stick and move. Glizzy with a drum, thumbing through blue strips when these bitches choosing. They trying to catch me to wet me, that's why I'm sticking moving. Bitch, I'm a thug that hold a grudge, so I can't cease to shooting. 100 to the jeweler, 30 on my wrist freezing. I'm overlapping niggas quick, it ain't no competition. Bitches feeling bitter, cause I'm popping it on that nigga. Let it fall back, and I'ma ride one of these rapping niggas. The shooters off of E, bounce out and get the gas and niggas. Talk about 100, I'll spit it twice cause the bag right. Do it for my section, trying to get us at some limelight. Killers on level 4 with no parole, that's facing double life. Broke it out, the bitch was in the bricks when I was selling white. Killers on level 4 with no parole, that's facing double life. Broke it out, the bitch was in the bricks when I was selling white. His hands up.
We ain't into that. You niggas ain't bout a bag, we ain't into that. We ain't into that. That bitch don't fuck it over, we ain't into that. We ain't into that. You niggas ain't on the block, we ain't into that. We ain't into that. You niggas don't turn no blocks, we ain't into that.
Niggas know me, been off the points is like back when. Gang in the field, bitch, we be something like the Pac-10.
Gangland, we around this motherfucker, baby.
Oh man, bitch, stand on that. To the head, I'll show a nigga's feelings. My 9th and Wood nigga, up the street from the village.
We ain't into that. You niggas don't turn no blocks, we ain't into that.
Smack thing about Mackie, he gon' stand on business. Make sure something. Man got the stick about the hoe something. Ooh.
Y'all know what it is. It's Gangland TV. Sit there and live. Hit the like button. Don't be boosty. And subscribe to the channel. And hit the notification bell, man. That shit easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Easy. Subscribing. That's free as fuck. Hit the notification bell. That's free as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That shit's free.
Gang in the field, bitch. We be so like the Pac-10.
So fellas, you and wifey for life, you've been going strong for about 15 years. Everything's going good. She does everything you want. You guys have a good time. You guys got 6 kids. Everything's great. Kids, you got 3 boys, 3 girls, just the way you planned it. Wifey cooks for you. You taking care of things, all this other stuff. Then you've been noticing over the years that family members, they start making little sly jokes about your youngest, and then you start questioning, like, hey, they don't come out and say it, and you feel like people are just laughing behind your back. Why is everybody laughing behind my back? Is everything a joke? What's really going on here? So my youngest daughter doesn't look like me? That's the milkman's kid? Can't be. So you start looking at the other kids, and one by one, you start figuring out, damn, these kids really don't look like me. And something is afoot. So you decide to get a DNA test on the youngest. Turns out it's some bullshit. The youngest ain't yours. So you say, before you confront your old lady, you say, let me test the rest of them. So you go and get them all tested out. Your oldest being 14, right? You get them all tested. None of the kids are yours. Heart's beating. You are in a fit of rage. You don't know what to do at this point. You want to lose it. You want to go on a deleting spree at this point. How could this woman do this to you after you've been taking care of her and these 6 kids? All this time, these 6 kids aren't yours? So, guys, this is the story of this gentleman here in Jamaica that I'm about to get into, and this is a doozy. Many of you may have heard this story. This story is actually a few years old, quite a few years old, where this guy down in Jamaica found out that all 6 of his kids with his wife weren't his. The wife goes by the name of Karen Rainford, and they're in St. Andrew part of Jamaica. I'm not too familiar with Jamaica and its parishes. I've only been once. So all my brethren down there in the islands, y'all can correct me in the comments. But Buddy eventually was so distraught, he couldn't even work. He couldn't work as often as he wanted to, and he ends up moving out. But before he moved out, he actually did confront her about it. And she told him the truth, because at this point, she really didn't have any respect for him because, hey, the whole thing is up. He already knows he has the DNA results to prove it. So what are we doing here? So she's like, whatever. But you're still going to pay child support for these kids. How you just going to have these kids and after 15 years together and the oldest being 14, you think you just going to skate on your kids? These are still your responsibilities. No matter how many men have been dumping loads in my pum pum. You feel me? Badman things. Bombaclot. Rascalot. Yeah, y'all know I just be throwing shit out there. I just be talking shit. Everything is not airy, but everything is not crisp. I'm fucking it all up, guys, but y'all fuck with me real quick while I'm talking this shit. So he decides to leave the home and is like, I'm not putting up with this shit and I'm not taking care of these kids. So this demon woman, this serpent, decides to go up to his job, try to get him on child support. Try to get the brother on child support. Try to get my man to lose his job. Saying that he needs to be put on child support and y'all need to be taking his wages and all this stuff. I don't know how child support works in Jamaica. I've heard when I was down there that it's really not enforced too much from my understanding. You guys, I know I have a lot of my viewers from Jamaica. Shout out to my people in the yard. But this apparently set good buddy off.
Mr. If gunshot no fire tonight, it fire the other day. Rock out some gunshot down the bumper clock and do it.
Yo,
I don't care gunshot.
With her coming up to the job saying he's a deadbeat and all this stuff like that. So he kept telling people, yo, I'm going to take this woman out. She is trying to bring on an early deletion. She's trying to bring on an early deletion. So the brother had dreadlocks. He cut his dreadlocks off. And he started telling people, I'm going to take this lady out. Because you got to imagine how that can affect somebody. How that can destroy a man. And I've covered several stories that you guys may have known. You guys can stick around to the end. And I've probably been having them pop up on the screen on this video. But my man said, yo, I'm about to done her. How y'all say it? I'm about to done ya. I'm about to done her. Or dead her. Or whatever. My man was like, yo, this is it. I guess she comes around talking that same stuff.
Tell him for mind him child. Him supposed to mind him blood clot child. Because him claim for say him live life. Him supposed to mind the child. Nothing wrong.
And my man basically, he did some ill stuff, man, that you see a lot of people on TV. Some grotesque stuff that he did to the wifey. He removed her top. And I'll just put it like that. He removed her top from her torso. One thing in the States, we say you don't mess with no Jamaican man. You don't mess with a Jamaican woman either. You don't play around. Like, just the voice of, I love the Jamaican accent. I love patois. I love how it sounds. Everything just sounds so smooth. But when you're angry and mad, it sounds like super aggressive. And just my man already warned her. And I guess he followed through. I don't know if he had his machete or what y'all call them down in Jamaica, down in the yard, what y'all call machetes or machetes. But he did that. These are kids that you've developed an attachment to. These are kids that you've raised. And then for somebody to snatch your heart and know that, and you knowing that these kids aren't yours. And she was sitting on another man's genitals and him erupting like a geyser up in her. Sheesh, that's a lot. That's enough for any man. Hey man, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But I really can't find too much more information. You guys probably heard about this, but it hit the web, and this is always some stuff coming up, and you ladies just be, and I bet the family members probably already knew, because she's probably confiding in someone, and the dude knows. And man, you got to be more careful, man. Ladies, if you feel like you don't want to have kids with the man, then you're going to try to put a man on child support, especially when you know the kids, there's already proof, buddy already got a DNA test. Just keep it going. Because you don't know a man, just imagine, but you won't put yourself in his position, man. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about this story. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. Helps to support the channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. This is your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.
Yeah. 50 Cent. 50. Part 2.
Oh man, yeah, man. We playing that. Hey, a man killed, unalived his wife for 6 of his kids to not be his.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. Salute panel, salute to the host, much respect, salute to the chat, all the mods, sisters, everybody, brothers. Like you said, she played super games, win super prizes, but she take man for idiot. And man come on gunner. She take him for idiot. She take him for a bumper class idiot.
Man, you don't fuck with no Jamaicans, man.
But, you know, again, let me just say this. Let me lean in. So, basically, how long this been going on? A. B. I guess a lot of men, you know, shout out to Nat. A lot of men probably outraged and like, oh, you can't trust women or whatever, but what he did was just how a lot of women be feeling when we with somebody and had enough kids and come to find out you done went and skeeted up in other females and had other kids again. And when with matters of the heart, you can't play with matters of the heart. You can't play with somebody's emotions. You can't if you know you're not fucking with them, don't fuck with them. Be real. Don't waste nobody's time. None of that. It's real simple. But you play stupid games and you win stupid prizes, like he said. And the point about that is like she Jamaican women have a way of like you want to talk about a venomous mouth, a venomous tongue, they will cut you. They will talk about your little buddy and how little it was and God only knows if that's what she was telling him. Well, you understand what I'm saying? And that's
Damn, she
common
gonna
down
talk
there.
about your little buddy. Even though
Listen,
buddy ain't little, she gonna talk about your buddy as if it was.
right. So now this is common. You know how many times, like, I know somebody that just, one of my nursing sisters that just went back home to Jamaica to bury a relative because of some shenanigans. He done killed himself because the woman that he went and had a house with, was living with for almost 30 years, come to find out she was banging the neighbor. And the neighbor, and the neighbor, and the neighbor.
Man.
And they from St. Andrew's Parish. Listen, places you don't want to mess with in Jamaica: St. Andrews, Portmore, Elizabeth. You want me to keep going? Gaza. Like, shall I keep going? That's like the Compton. Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
That's like Brownsville. That's like 8 Mile. Like, what are you doing? Listen, I mean, my mic, I talk too much. But like I said, you can't play with, you got to give people a choice. You see what I'm saying? When you take away people's choice, that's when people get ignorant and feel like they need to react because you took the choice away from them. Whether they wanted to participate in the circus or whether they wanted to get off on the next stop on that bus of a circus that you rolling with called your life.
Bamba clad,
That's,
rise clad,
Man, look.
fresh off the banana boat spider and
Let me tell
listen,
you.
she take man to idiot and the man done her off and take off her head top. And smell her around and take her off her head top straight like that. Point blank. Like pussy all, you wanna try me? Mm?
Mm,
Straight like
you
that.
know?
Like that's what happened.
mm, mm, mm.
And you had the nerve to go to that man's job after he couldn't function from the news and talk
This
about,
is
oh,
where she
take
fucked
away
up.
his take away his livelihood. Oh, you asked for that.
Yeah, she asked
You
for it.
asked for that.
See,
You up
this
here as
is where.
if this the truth or some shit. Like, so since you pressing the issue, now we got to get all these fraternity tests and shit like that. Now come to find out, ain't none of these kids mine.
Mm, mm, mm.
Bitch, I'm killing you.
Listen,
She
and
killed mine.
it's not just Jamaicans. This is you know how prevalent this is? This people just don't speak about this mess. You know how many times people go out there and they sleep with the uncle, the brother, the what you call it, the neighbor, the secretary. They make movies about stuff like this. Lifetime movies. This is why Lifetime is such a scorned woman's channel as it is. Salute, Roach. What's up, King?
Salute,
What
bro.
up? What up? What up?
What
I'm here
up,
at the
though? Where
workplace
you
as
been at?
always, you know. Shit, man, working, not getting notifications. Hella shit been going on.
What? They ain't been honoring your vacation.
Man, they ain't been fucking with me. I been
It's
getting updates
see,
from the group chat and shit.
see. This is why you gotta tell them when they call you in for that. Oh, we need you to come in late or leave the gym. You gotta tell them
No,
nah,
he said he's
nah,
not getting
homie.
any notification.
Nah, I gotta be on Gangland. I can't even come in tonight.
Right, right. You gotta hit them with one of those so they know your value. They know your worth. They don't know
Oh
your
shit.
worth.
I just gotta catch him. I just gotta catch him. You know, catch y'all when I'm here and shit. So it'll be cool.
Fact.
Hey, Oh,
But yeah, what you think?
So
What you think
let
about?
me slide in real quick. Now,
man.
This?
this shit here is getting kind of old. It's tired.
But why is it
It's
getting
tired.
old, anonymous? Let's go. Let's talk about this. Let's
Okay,
talk
well
about
let
this.
me land the plane and then we can get in it. This shit is tired. Motherfuckers need to just stop. This is why we can't, come together and shit. This shit is so fucking tired. I am so tired of hearing people cheating on each other and doing some bullshit like this. And then a girl want to go to the job and act foolish. People don't understand the pain that people go through when they go through shit like this. It's bad enough that she cheated on him, but to know
Yeah.
that all his kids ain't his, oh my God. Every last one of them little ones.
That shit crazy.
All six
Yeah.
of them. So you mean to tell me
That's
I've
crazy.
been bonding, I've been being a father, I've been doing what I'm supposed to do as a man
Right.
for none of these kids to be biologically mine. I'm killing
Yeah.
your ass.
That's
You
tough.
see what I'm saying?
Like I gotta kill
I'm
you. I ain't gonna
smoking
lie.
you.
That's a
That's
I'm
lot of
crazy.
popping
pain.
You gotta go.
you. You didn't play with me now. At
That's
that
a
point in
lot of
time,
freaking pain to deal with.
hey, yeah, you're done. Yeah, hey, at this point, none of these kids, I don't have kids. So it ain't like whatever I do is
Walk
going to
away.
fall on my kids because, I'm only like, damn, I ain't about to go to jail. I got kids, I got this and that. But to him, he
But who
like,
wins? Who
ain't none
wins,
of these
Matt?
kids mine. So therefore, I have nothing to lose. Bitch, I'm killing you.
But who wins?
Man.
But
Yeah.
Man,
who? But I
you
get
ain't
that.
talking
But
about that shit.
why his reaction was like that? Do you agree that his reaction was that way because she took away his choice? Like it happened the first time and you had a
Yeah,
clue
she
and
played with me.
she took away his choice in participating in the shenanigans.
You want to wait till we get
And
six
then gonna
kids
go
deep?
to
You want to
and
wait till
then
we get six kids deep? So you mean to tell me out of all six of these kids, ain't none of them mine, and you just been fucking a nigga behind my back? That's fake.
Now wait. Now here's the question:
That's fake.
are all the kids for the same father, or is it
That's what I
multiple
was about
fathers?
to ask.
They probably
That's what I
from
was about
different
to
niggas.
ask. 'Cause
They from different
This
niggas.
is this is the thing because there's people that just don't care. They don't care when you play again. When you play, and I know for a fact that shit made me angry. That made me angry, like to the point of rage. Like you know when they say like hell has no fury than a woman's scorn. Like that'll make you very scornful because when you take away my ability to say yes, I want to participate to the point where you as the person that's offending, doing the offending, like yo, I never gave you a chance. You a good woman. I never gave you a chance. Blah blah blah. I never gave you, and you was always there for me, supporting me, bailing me out. Like yes, I want to do you something. I want to do you something. Bitches calling my phone talking about they pregnant. I want to do you something. I want to do you something because where is this happening? When is this happening? Because all I do is work. When is this happening? And why I gotta pay a babysitter? Why I
that's a
gotta pay a
fact.
babysitter to take care of our kids? But again, when you take away someone's ability to say no, I don't want to deal with this, or you hide your true intention about you know what your real motivation is when it comes to relationships, this is what happens. This is what you get. Especially when you don't know. See, and this is another thing that I learned. You gotta see somebody in order for you to say I love them or whatever, you gotta see them not just when they calm and on a cool kill. You gotta see how they handle pressure, how they handle adversity, and how they rise from it. Or if it takes them down. Because then you know that when it comes to you, what you got to look forward to. You see, if you don't know, hey, this person, I can't even I can't even let this person see or understand that this is what is transpiring. I'm not going to participate in X, Y, and Z because I know it could trigger the person that I'm with to behave in such and such a manner that I don't ever want to see them behave like a monster again.
No, they short fuse in Jamaica though. They don't play that shit. They take care of business.
It's toleration. It's toleration.
He said, why
They're a
would you do a
very
devilish thing like that? It's none of these
listen.
kids, my baby.
Listen,
None of these are my
I mean,
baby.
Me no make
he lucky
dots.
you let her live the first time.
Me
a
no, me
machete.
no,
First of
Nothing.
all,
me no think no work no.
You got
listen.
None of
niggas.
That
these
machete
mine
he was
no.
talking about was called a cutlass. He got the cutlass to that ass. And a cutlass back in the day, if you know anything about a cutlass is a very sharp
It's a sword.
machete. It's I'm saying it in the American way, but it's really called a cutlass because it'll cut your ass. And it was used back in whatever time to cut the sugar cane in the field or whatever.
Yeah.
But
You talking about the one with the hook on it? Like it's like curved front type shit?
No, that's a
nah,
sickle.
not a sickle. It
Okay.
has a slight curve, but it's not a complete like
It's like
almost
an
like
Arabic
three.
machete.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
mean. Like
it's like
yeah.
this. Yeah. So that's what. Listen, when you from the Caribbean and you dating a dude and like your pops know that the nigga's a street nigga. If he don't got a gun to bust, he gonna come with that cutlass, and it's gonna be a rusty cutlass. He be like, I will chop that nigga balls off.
And they mean it too. This ain't no. These people don't look.
That's
These Jamaicans
like
don't make no idle threats. They execute. And you don't be with someone all that time and mess their world up. They will come for you. They will find you. They will come for you. And they will take you the fuck out.
Fuck this world all the way up. We got him walking around the city. Niggas knowing. It's probably more than one nigga. They be seeing y'all out and whatnot, playing games, laughing at you. That shit different. What else? Sis?
Oh man, I thought little doodle boy was asleep. You know what I'm saying? She over there woke.
hey
Now she
mommy.
just smashed her finger in the door.
Oh,
Oh
Ooh,
no.
she looked like it. She over there looking like, man, what I
Look,
do?
show me your
Man, what
finger.
I do? Oh, baby. Oh,
damn.
how you do that?
She
Oh
came here and talked about I
man.
want a cheese pizza. I
Ooh,
said no. She
wee.
gonna slam the door on her finger.
Hey
See?
Yanni.
Damn.
That's not even
Damn.
funny. You okay?
Oh
Man,
man, her finger over there looking like a thumb. Her
for real.
They
fucking
get
pinky over
mad.
there looking like a thumb. God damn.
Say I
You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
So I'm a big girl.
You okay? All right.
Feel better, sweetheart.
Hell
What you
yeah.
want to watch?
Mm-mm.
Which
Yeah,
one?
gang. Like
Lippy?
Mm.
me personally, like I said, me if I was dude, I feel him though, man, because it's like at this point I have nothing to lose, man. I have nothing to lose. None of these kids are mine. This whole relationship has been falsified as being real, but the whole time, bitch, you been fucking niggas on me. 60 of these kids I've been bonding with, and taking care of, is not mine. But you know what I'm saying? Kind of like they is. Because especially if you sat there and raised them kids, I mean, they is yours now, rather who the fuck the father was. Because they don't know
Fact.
that nigga. They know who you are. They don't even know they real father. They know who you are. Or do they know they real father? Do she
They
sneak them
might.
off? Do she sneak
They
off on the
probably
other
do.
and be like, hey, this y'all real daddy, but don't when we get back, don't tell that nigga.
Is she saying that's Uncle such and such?
She the best actor ever. She
Wait, what
playing in your
happened?
face.
But
The girl
then
had
gonna
6
go to
kids on
his
the nigga, and
job
none of them were his.
and then gonna go to his job and try to do the dirt. I'm like, girl, is you crazy?
Wait,
I
wait,
missed
wait,
the
wait,
job
wait.
part.
Wait a minute. Wait.
I mean,
So
Yeah,
you
she
shit,
went
you're
to
that's
his
telling
along
me
job.
the line.
that
She went.
she with and conceived, had 6 kids by
6
other
different
niggas,
niggas. Yes.
and sat here and told him this whole time.
And he Jamaican.
And he Jamaican. And then he unalived her for playing.
I promise
too
you,
much.
guess what? He ain't facing no big charges because
No, he not.
he's not
He
facing
don't
no
give a
big
damn.
charges. No,
He
I'm
don't give
telling
a
you, he's
damn.
not facing. Listen, Vibes Cartel unalived mad people, and it was like when he was in a double digit.
Truth, hit the
Okay,
link.
Oh, yeah.
that's true. Where Truth been at?
Truth, hit
Truth
the
been
link. Truth.
MIA for like months.
Hey, what up, player? I thought you
That
said that
nigga
was
been
true. That's
gone like
what
a
you said.
motherfucker.
Bro,
Shout
been
out to my
gone.
nigga Truth, man. You know, he gangland for surely.
Facts.
Damn, baby.
No, man.
Man,
God, no cap.
We also got another story, man. It's a whole bunch of things going on. Like I said, I still got this story I got to play for y'all, man. When they out there in Charlotte, man, they unaliving trannies. You know,
what?
they unaliving trannies.
Hey,
I
no
also
one
got
is
a story
above.
of because it's not just the 25-year-olds. We even got to take it to 50 and 60. They're doing things to older women. They're
What's
doing
going on in
things to older
Charlotte,
women,
man?
50 and
Damn.
60. Um,
They wilding out.
lady just vanished out of thin air. Like, I'm gonna play that story for y'all real quick. She was a beloved teacher out of Maryland. Um, vanished out of nowhere, man. We about to get into it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. It's Gangland.
Police closed down Strom Hills Park in Greenbelt as they look for 60-year-old Miriam Sela.
This is a community effort, and she's part of the community that's loved. And, just I came out here because I wanted to see what I could do to help. It's heartbreaking for anyone, but to have someone that you work with, you've seen around.
Colleagues say former students who have been taught by Sela over her 15 years in the program are devastated by the news that she's missing. Loved ones say Sela's son is out of the country and that she doesn't have blood relatives in the States.
"59-year-old Miriam Torre Sela is a sweet, loving, and caring woman who has taught at Dora Kennedy French Immersion School for the last 15 years. Originally from Africa, colleagues describe her as a health-conscious educator who loves taking walks with her students and would even buy them popsicles during the hot weather. Miriam would often go on walks at Strom Hills Park, a local park popular amongst its residents and conveniently located across the street from her condominium community. Around 8 p.m. on the evening of July 29th, Miriam spoke with her son, who lives with her but is currently in Africa, informing him that she was headed out for an evening walk before sunset prayer. She has not been seen or heard from since, just 1 month shy of her 60th birthday.
Tonight, a family friend tells me that Miriam Sela told her son over the phone that she was heading on a walk before sunset prayer. But they knew something was wrong when she never made it back. As a devout Muslim woman, her friends say Sela never missed prayer.
A multi-agency search consisting of Greenbelt Police, Maryland State Police troopers, and Laurel Rescue volunteers is underway. K-9 units also assisted investigators. So far, there's been no sign of her. Friends and family are extremely concerned, calling her disappearance odd. Not only did she leave her medication home, but also her purse and additional belongings, indicative of the fact that she indeed intended to return home. They've posted flyers across the Greenbelt community in hopes that someone has seen her. Her family says she's very religious, and while she often takes walks in the area, she typically returns home by sunset to pray. But that didn't happen on Saturday. And so far, investigators do not suspect foul play. However, there is concern because she takes medication that she may now be in need of.
Strom Hills Park in Greenbelt roped off with crime scene tape. The park shut down as police search for a missing woman. Miriam Torre Sela was last seen at her apartment Saturday about 8 p.m. Katie Wayne is a close friend.
Very, very concerned because this is so unlike her. She left her purse at home, her ID, so which means that she was just going to walk and come back home.
Torre was headed to the park, about a 2-minute walk from her home. Police say she left her belongings and medication behind.
She's not showing up at any of the locations that she normally shows up. She hasn't been to her job, she hasn't been back to the residence, and she hasn't been to her mosque.
For prayer, which she does on a regular basis.
Correct.
Torre is a second-grade teacher at the French immersion school in Greenbelt.
And she adores the job.
Loves the kids.
Yes, she does.
While police say foul play is not suspected right now, they're also concerned because this is out of character for Torre to lose contact with friends and family. Wayne says Torre is devoted to her Muslim faith and would not miss her prayers.
When she didn't come back at sunset, that's when we knew something was wrong. And calling her cell phone, she wasn't answering to texts or calls or anything.
Friends posted missing person flyers in the park, just hoping to find her safe and bring her home. Police say despite an exhaustive search, nothing was found in the park that would help with their investigation.
She is a great person, and we love her very much. And we are just heartbroken that she may be out there and needing help.
Her family and her friends and even complete strangers hoping and praying for the best here. In fact, if you look over my left shoulder, you can see that there is a flyer that's posted here. They are posted across this Greenbelt neighborhood. In fact, police searched right here at this park where Mariam Torre Silla often took walks. We're told there was no sign of her. She was reportedly last seen Saturday night around 8 when her son says she left home to take a walk. She was last seen on the 6500 block of Lake Park Drive. She was known to walk in this area and across the community. Family and friends have since posted flyers across the Greenbelt community, which Mariam Torre Silla's picture on it. We're told Torre is from Africa, but has lived in the Greenbelt community for several years. We're told she also taught at the Dora Kennedy French Immersion School for several years and was near retirement. Family friend Katie Wayne says she found out about Silla's disappearance from her cousin. The two were apparently raised together.
Her son said that she left home to go for a walk, and that's typical of her. She walks around the neighborhood all the time, and she would call people and talk. So everybody who knew her very well knew that she, took these routine walks, and typically she is very religious, and she will come back home by sunset to pray.
Mariam Torre Silla is approximately 5'5", 135 pounds, and was last seen wearing a long multicolored dress and a headscarf. As of right now, there are still no leads in the case. Greenbelt police, along with family and friends, are encouraging anyone with information to come forward. The case remains ongoing.
Crazy.
Well.
This shit is kicking
Ain't
up.
no way that lady just missing like that.
These cases are excelling.
You stop going to work, you know it's real.
Notice if you've been watching Gangland, we been playing Black Girls Lost content because I felt like she be highlighting most of things that people really ain't paying attention to, and we be bringing it to light as well. We ain't just start watching her content when Tyra Crosby situation came to the forefront. We been watching her content way since November of last year. So I don't think that lady, and then she's Muslim, but the time does change. Prayer does change. Like, it does change. Like, when we have Juma, sometimes it changed. The time changed. We don't never go at the same time. You know how some people go to church at the same time? We never go
Yeah.
to Jum'ah at the same time. It's never at the same time. It's just like when we fast for Ramadan. Every day we fast. When we are to eat, it's a different time every day. You know what I'm saying? Just like the prayer goes up a different time. So, but when you have a Muslim such as this woman, she prays 5 times a day. She's not missing prayer. For her to just come up and she's a second grade teacher. Them little kids probably love that lady. Them little kids probably love that lady. Second grade teacher. You know, how was this? She was about to be. She was going on 60. She was 50 something, like going on 60. You know, there's no reason why this lady missing y'all like that. Like, so she just up. She just up and left. She just no nothing. Just up and
No, she
left.
didn't. Something happened to her. And her being Muslim, it's just, oh, wow, man.
You know,
Can't
they
even
they
look at
they
that.
say I went to the doctor, right? I went to the doctor and she was like, I don't know why they asked my religion. And I told her I'm Muslim. And when I told her I was Muslim, she say, well, she like, you don't look like a Muslim.
What?
So I asked her like,
The fuck does a Muslim look like?
what a Muslim look like? And she goes to say like, you don't have the suit and the bow tie and the,
Oh,
you
have
know, you don't
mercy.
have the, look here,
That's real
lady.
You don't
stereotypical.
got the bean pies.
Peep this though. I ain't got the bean pie, whatever the case may be. Look, Spud Webb. Y'all know who Spud Webb is, right?
Yeah.
Spud Webb was 5'7". Y'all know who Nate Robinson is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nate Robinson, he's like damn near 5'6", 5'7". Y'all know who Nick Van Axel is, right? He's also short. He's about a good 5 something. So just because they 5'7" or 5'8", does that not make them an NBA player? Just because they're short? Oh man, you in the NBA? Don't look like it. You're not like 6'3" or 6'4". What the fuck that mean?
Thank you.
Nothing. Motherfuckers
You
out
know the
here
first
five
time.
seven and 5'6", dunking that motherfucking basketball.
You know what's crazy?
So
My
you can't
cousin.
say what something's look like. So how could you say I'm not a Muslim because I don't have a bow tie, a bean pie, and a suit?
Man.
My cousin damn near played basketball with a midget, and that nigga in the NBA today. That
Man,
nigga like
motherfuckers is
four, like
5. Man,
four.
all them players I just named: Spud Webb, Nate Robinson, Nick Van Axel, probably a couple more. Short as hell. They about as
Oh,
short as a
mama.
woman, and they dunking a basketball.
You know what it is though? Is that people they have this preconceived notion of what the archetype should look like of something. What and so when you see, like for instance, I'll give you a great example. And Stash in the comments, Stash know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a big homie out here. His name is Tribe Gangsta. He's a blood, but because he a blood, people don't associate him to be a devout Muslim. But every Ramadan, Trife is out here doing things like he does. He has his own foundation, own nonprofit organization. You understand what I'm saying? He's in a community, but because of his hip hop um, affiliation and because he served time, people wouldn't associate. And a matter of fact, y'all gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. You see, I believe that's Red Cafe with the shooting or whatever. His brother was killed. His brother was a bouncer. Was the bouncer that was killed? That's what I'm talking about.
Are you talking about the one that would just recently happen?
It happened right before the pandemic, but
Oh no, I
that's
thought you were talking about now. I just seen some
no.
shit about a
He's on
bouncer.
trial for it now, but it happened before the pandemic. It's his brother that was killed, and people don't associate him and his family. You understand as being you know, Muslim because of his origins. You understand? But that's what happened when you judge a book by its cover.
But my thing is though with that, like you just said, this is what be blowing me. People act like we not human. Like we was just supposed to be made perfectly. Like everybody walking this motherfucker just supposed to be perfect.
That's their
It just
problem.
blow me when it just a small shit. Motherfuckers like me. That's why now, like before, yeah, I used to scold motherfuckers for their wrongdoings. But it's like, who the fuck am I to judge? And I be out here doing damn near the same shit you doing.
This the thing. It'd be like whether you pray to Buddha, whether you pray to Allah, whether you pray to Yeshua, or you even think God is a woman, man, that's your prerogative, man. But at the end of the day, no matter who you praying to, I bet it's we all trying to get to one place.
Facts.
And that's you know what I'm saying, up above we got. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we are trying to get to one place. I don't give a fuck who you praying to.
That's
We are
facts.
trying to get to one place. Maybe heaven to you, maybe Jannah to me. You know what I'm saying? So, hey,
But the funny part
it
about
is what
that
it
is
is.
that no Christian could sit there and deny there's three epic religions if you think about it. A Christian could never deny a Muslim. Historically, we've always been at odds with Muslims for bullshit
What
reasons.
though?
Part of my language, but Islam came from Abraham himself, from his son Ishmael. He
Yeah.
just he just gave him another. He just gave him another. He didn't have the same grace. You understand that his son with Sarah should have had. But Ishmael is the son of an Egyptian slave that Sarah gave to Abraham because she couldn't wait on God to give her the child that was promised to them. That's it.
Is that the? I didn't know that was the story.
Yeah, that's the story. That's the
Wow.
story. That's why the religion must be respected. That's why the Dome of the Rock, they have to respect it in Israel, in Jerusalem. They have to.
Even about the Virgin Mary, like you read about the Virgin Mary, you in the Bible, and it's like far off, like you just so happen to stumble across the story. I forgot what book it's in, but when you read the
Matthew and Luke.
Quran, you read the Quran, and it off the dribble, like within the first, you know what I mean? You would be like, damn, this motherfucker already started talking about the Virgin Mary all the way in the beginning of the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like I don't religious bash, but it just seems like it's like when you read the Bible and it says in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, that just sounds like a
Can I say
story,
something?
some storytelling to me. It just sounds like somebody about to kick the story off.
In the world.
It
Can I say
just
something?
and that's just me.
This not it kind of it really don't it don't got nothing to do with religions for real. But I was in this room, right, and it's like a little. They be talking about everything. It's just an open, open room. So it was. I don't know if y'all remember, but it used to be these two guys. They used to come in the rooms and basically try to tell people about Islam or whatever, right? So while he was talking, he basically was cut off, and somebody was just like a random thought. Was God black for real? Because how they said his hair was made of wool, right?
Yeah.
So they was just like people like how black people. What is our hair type? It's damn near like wool. Like you got the 4C people.
Yeah.
Feel me? So
Hell
I'm
yeah.
thinking about that
Ken
shit, and it's
Brown.
just like white people hate black people so much. Is that why
You
for
gotta
real? Like,
think when we was slaves, they kept pushing that shit in our face. Hey, pray to this white man, you know what I'm saying, with the blonde hair and the blue eyes. Even though I'm telling you,
Only
this
book you
nigga
can
damn near
read.
was raised somewhere like fucking
Jesus,
Africa,
a lot of people
fucking
don't even know Jesus was in Egypt.
it's hot as fuck.
He
Yeah.
spent he spent 2 years in Egypt because he had his like Joseph had to his stepfather had to take him out of Jerusalem and Israel because of Herod and
And
the edict.
Egyptians is black. Like they
Right.
like, man,
Yeah, one of the
yeah,
African
Egyptians is
people.
black. You
A
see what
lot
I'm
of people
saying?
don't know that. And see, when you want to really talk the talk,
that makes
we could
sense.
get into it because it's not about knowing more, but some people really just don't know And if you're not
Yeah.
willing to hear it out, like for instance, like I'll give you a good example. Like I know it sounds like a fairy tale, and I grew up as a Catholic, did the sacraments, all of that. Am I Catholic? No, because I know. Am I Catholic now? No, because I know
Yeah.
as I grew older and gained more intellect, I realized what the Vatican was.
I'm
You
gonna say
understand what I'm
one.
saying to you? So, with that being said, you see how you say in the beginning, I couldn't understand when because it wasn't exogy to me. When exogy mean it wasn't explained in doctrine and going through what the Aramaic meanings of words meant and Hebrew words. Like I have a mezuzah on my door of my front door. If you don't know what the
A what?
mezuzah is, it's part of the Torah. You know that thing that that Jewish people touch and kiss, and it's the scroll from the book of Moses, and it's about how to
Wait,
treat people and to live, talk, and think
you
like
said it's
God.
called a what?
A mezuzah.
Okay, I'm about to look that up.
I'm high. I'm high as hell, man. That shit sound crazy.
I'm gonna
I'm about to read
say
on that.
one phrase. I'm gonna
I
say
didn't
one.
even know he went to Egypt. That's crazy.
Hey,
I'm gonna say
but that
one
shit like
phrase.
when they say, "Oh well, look, this guy," they be like, "Who is God?" Everybody cannot lie and say the first picture of God they seen was a white man.
A white man on my
It
A
was.
white man.
It
And
was.
I don't care who the fuck you is, nigga, what hood you from. When Granny told you to go to church and you opened that Bible and you went in that church and you looked at them pictures, they was pushing, it was a white man. You see what I'm saying? But when you read, when you understand what you read, when you don't just skim over words and just fuck it, when you read words and then you understand that sentence, that type shit. Like, so when you read and it says he was in the Middle East and his hair was made of wool, it's like, come on, man, common sense will tell you, man, this dude was black and he had nappy hair. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's like for a
I
motherfucker
was
to
ready.
push that narrative that this,
You know
it's
what's
like, come
funny
on,
that you
bro,
say that? It's funny that
come
you
on.
say that because right now there's a show that I love. It's called The Chosen, right? And guess
Mhm.
who they got playing when they do the flashbacks of Jesus or whatever? Guess who they have playing Joseph? They
Probably a
got
white
a
man.
black man
Tell me
playing
what.
Joseph.
Oh, they do?
They do because they recognize that, and there's a lot of black characters within it, or people that are from of Arabic descent because they want to be true to the story of the gospel of the origins. So most of these people and these characters that they're talking about is from Iraq or Lebanon or Libya. You understand? Where your skin had to be darker because the sun is so hot.
Exactly. There ain't no way I could be a pale motherfucker with blonde hair and blue eyes and I don't look like a
It's
dirtbag.
scientific. You can only be of quote unquote the Aryan genetics if you lived someplace where the sun really didn't shine all the time or it was overcast or cloudy. Then your skin would be lighter because you didn't require the melanation required.
The Caucasus Mountains.
There you go.
I'm gonna say one thing, and people, please don't be upset, but
This
please hear what
gangland.
I'm about to
Yeah.
say. Roman Catholic Church. Notice I said Roman Catholic Church, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Let y'all pile.
I just said that the Vatican is not what it's. Listen, a lot of people don't even know that the Vatican is its own country and is the richest country in the world. A lot of y'all don't know that. A lot of y'all don't
Wait,
know that the
that's not a
Vatican,
building.
huh?
That's a country.
Yes, the Vatican
Yeah,
in
it's
Rome,
its own
Italy,
country. That's
is a
what she is.
country, has its
I
own zip
thought that
code.
shit was like that big ass building that the like.
Yes,
You know
it is
see
the
Twilight?
Basilica. Yes, St. Peter's. Yes, all of that. Yes, it's its own country. It's considered its own country. It's represented by its own representatives in the UN. Think about that.
Hell
And when I
nah.
learned that,
Yep.
guess what? They have a Vatican archive. Now, let me put y'all on to something. Y'all
What?
ever heard of the Library of
Hallelujah.
Alexandria?
The Library of who?
The Library of Alexandria was burnt down, right?
Yep.
And all the books were burned. But some of like the knights and the knights templar or whatever, and the scholars and the Grecians, they took books, right? The Vatican got their hands on those books. Today, the Vatican has a secret library that could expose or give us the ability to either harness power that would give us electricity around, more like solar energy, but to the extent that there would be no more suffering in the world. But in order for you to view those books in that library, you have to be at least 75 years old, and you have to put in an application which could take anywhere from 10 to 15 years. Now think
And on
about that.
top of that, they have the true story of Mary Magdalene and some of the books that were taken out of the Bible from
Exactly, because
many.
it was a concord, it was a conclave that that happened in Constantinople by the Roman Emperor Constantine, and he had this whole um edict, and this is where the Apostles' Creed was made. This prayer that says believing in one God Almighty and all of that. Now, with that, it was certain books that was considered too controversial because it contradicted, and at the time they didn't understand, or they couldn't use the languages like how it was revealed to, how it was written and revealed. They didn't understand how to explain it and how to teach it and to
They
be and to
wanted
disciple it, so they just excluded it from the Bible, and
they
this is what you
wanted the
call
woman
non-canon.
out of the book. They
Huh?
wanted the woman out of the book. It's, you know how they say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. No, there's no such thing as a Holy Ghost. It's supposed to be the Father, the Mother, and the Son. That's the
Well,
whole true Holy Trinity. But
but see, let me tell you something. That's another thing. See, when you read throughout the New Testament, you also understand that there was a goddess called Asherah. If you ever heard of Asherah poles, they was worshiping because they couldn't understand that God was a man. So they started to worship a female version of him, the Asherah. Asherah, the feminine god.
I'm gonna tell you where they got that. Now, you have to understand. A lot of the Romans went to colleges in Kemet, in Egypt. They took back in Egypt. It's a matriarchal society, meaning women were held in high regard. African women were held in high regard, and men's protected them. Okay, they took the Roman Catholic religion came from the books and the scrolls of Kemetic or Egypt
But I don't
spirituality.
think that's what happened. I don't believe so,
All
because
right,
the
let me
Asherah
land the
poles was
plane.
there
Let me land
from.
the plane. Let me land the plane. A lot of these people who went to school in Kemet or Egypt took back to Rome what they learned, and they started trying to change and put not just gods but gods and goddesses, and they started to revere Aset, who is what they call Isis, Ashira, all of these. So most of the stuff that the Romans did, they learned and copied from Kemet or Egypt, but they just couldn't get it right because they didn't have the right spirit. You have to understand, these Romans were some other things. That's why I said Roman Catholic Church. There is certain ways about Roman lifestyle that they did not change, and it has to do with children. It has to do with the lasciviousness of their lifestyle. So whether we want to believe that or not, that's fine. But that is what it is. They couldn't understand our wording. They didn't understand all of the things that we spiritually did or was. But they liked the life, they liked the clothing, you know, the statues. They were more materialistic about what they learned from us. Basically, Kemet / Egypt was the center. They went to the schools there. That was the center of learning how to be civilized
Okay.
across the world. I'm landing. I'm done landing the plane. Just give me a second. Hold on. So that is what it is. I know people may think differently or believe differently. That's fine. I just wanted to give you guys the groundwork. I'm done.
Okay, I'm not coming to defend if you thought I was coming to defend the Roman Church, Roman Catholic Church, that's not it. Just want to put that up there. Anonymous. Um let me just say that before Asherah poles were in it was occurring prior to the inception of Roman civilization, before the Greeks had their culture, before Mesopotamia was really actually had the name of Mesopotamia. Asherah poles was there because it couldn't have been understood. So before ISIS, like it's been founded, and you know, you can look that up. It's there. Before Roman Greek Empire, biblically speaking, Asherah poles were there. And God detested that. That's something that the Almighty detested because he's a jealous God. That's just that. From the calf, and you're right. There was a lot of things that the polytheistic nature of the cultures that came behind the initial cultures that were polytheistic, they still did do child sacrifice and things of that nature. So in that accord, yes, that's like, I don't dispute or debate that. I just wanted to just say, put it out there that before Roman and before Egyptian, Egypt was there, but before Egypt was Egypt, it was the land of Cush. And Cush was known. And before Cush, it was Moab. And before Moab, it was Edom, which is another term for sodomite.
These places came. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone because I typically don't like to get into historic or religious, conversations because people tend to get a little upset and disagree and
I'm not upset. We having a conversation, a dialogue. Like,
just want to stay level. I don't want to get into that. But
we can have different opinions.
yeah, that's true. But
Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. I am covering the Carlee Russell case. The Attorney General of Alabama just spoke today, and he shared some insight about the Carlee Russell case. I'm going to share this clip. He speaks, says some interesting things. Check it out.
Let's bring in Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall. Mr. Attorney General, thanks for being with us this morning. What do you do with that admission?
Well, the admission itself just demonstrates what law enforcement knew very quickly, and that is that Carlee Russell had lied and that there was no infant, that there was no abduction. But now, with a criminal prosecution, it's our obligation to be able to prove that, and I think our team's prepared to be able to do it.
Help us understand. I think we can somewhat intuitively, but maybe more concretely with specifics, understand the cost of one of these hoaxes. What does it mean for law enforcement? What does it mean for the state, for the taxpayers, when you divert resources to something that amounts to a hoax?
Yeah, I think there's actual costs and there's societal cost, and this is not a victimless crime. Clearly, the city of Hoover, through their police department, as well as surrounding law enforcement agencies, expended significant resources to try to make sure that we could locate not only Carlee Russell, but don't forget the allegation involved an infant on the side of a busy highway. And so we put significant resources in being able to try to find both. Now, obviously, we know that that was a false allegation, And it's our intention, and through this criminal prosecution, to make sure that we recover that restitution, but also understand the impact on society. You had countless individuals come out late, early, in the heat in Alabama, looking for both of these individuals. And one thing that I don't want to see from this is people become jaded in their response to times where their help is necessary.
Yeah, it's such a great point. Although it's not, the specific cost is not analogous. You just, like, you can see, I like you bringing up the societal cost. So, obviously with Jussie Smollett, which was also a hoax, we saw the societal cost and what it does to race relations in the United States of America and that type of situation. Here you're talking about, you're going to cut down on Good Samaritans if they're skeptical of the need or the reality of one of these claims. And it shows a real cost beyond the obvious. Lastly, what is the potential punishment or accountability for Carlee Russell?
Yeah, in Alabama, both the charges in which have been levied thus far are misdemeanors, but let's make it clear, this investigation is not over. Not only do we want to continue to figure out what took place during that 49-hour period, which right now there is a gap, but also we want to know who else may have been involved and who helped perpetuate this fraud.
But the criminal charges for her, what does that potentially carry?
Yeah, both of those are misdemeanors with a maximum sentence of a year in jail.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if that type of deterrent can keep that type of cost, as you laid out, from being something we see repeated in the future. Attorney General Marshall, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
The Attorney General said, we want to know who else perpetuated this fraud. Interesting. Is he going to bring up fraud charges on Carlee Russell and maybe others? Still an investigation. The Attorney General does not know where Carlee Russell to this day was for those 49 hours, but is investigating to see if others are involved. Right now, Carlee Russell is facing 2 misdemeanor charges. She faces a year in jail, but it looks like they're building a case. And if there's others, are we talking about fraud, conspiracy, something bigger with more and bigger charges? We got to basically keep watching this because I don't think this is over at all. Prosecutor there, he's the Attorney General. They'll be prosecuting the case. But I have a feeling there's going to be more to this. What do you think? Or do you think Carlee's just going to get a slap on the wrist? That's it. Or get that year in jail on those misdemeanors and only misdemeanors only. He's talking about societal costs and whatnot. People out there in the heat and everyone looking around for Carlee. Got to be some level of deterrence here, but covering this case, and it's good to hear from the Attorney General. He was talking on Fox and Friends. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. Let me know what you think about what the Attorney General said. My bet, if I was a betting man, knowing that the top law enforcement dog in that state is investigating the case, I think more charges are coming. Not just with Carlee, but with others. Who could that be? Her parents? Brother? Brother's girlfriend? Others? Remains to be seen. Stay tuned.
Sound about right?
He's on her bumper, ain't he?
2-year charges.
Hey, sweet justice. I like to hear justice served.
Wasting our damn time. Man, that shit was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Can we get that same fervor with the Shauella case?
I think I don't see it. I don't see it.
That shit crazy as hell. Like,
Yeah?
she deserves to be her ass in jail for playing with people. Like they said, man, to even get all those people. And then I'm gonna drop that video to show y'all this funky tall jar of mayo. This filthy funky ass white lady lying. Yes, I'm the one that seen the car. I'm the one that seen the man out there on the road.
Yeah,
I seen it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm about to blast you, bitch. I'm about to blast you because you was out there lying too. You was out there with them people pump faking. Hut, hut, hut. She was out there pump faking, making it seem as if she had some valuable information when really that valuable information was nothing because it was false. It was fake. It was all a hoax. And you mean to tell me you done took your funky ass outside with that dirty, stanky ass moo on and went
Mac,
outside lying.
Mac.
She done went outside lying.
Dang. You're capping. What?
Yeah, went outside. I seen the
Oh,
man. I seen the man. I seen the
that means
car on the
this
side
thing
of the
wasn't in her
road.
mind. She ain't
You
seen no.
lie.
You
There
just want
was
to
no
see.
man. There was no baby. There was no other
Oh
car on the side of the road.
man. Was she a
But
part?
yet, come on. I seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
She
it.
saw she saw little Bill. She saw little
Just like
Bill with Carly.
just like everybody talking. Oh yeah, the second video, Shanquilla, I've seen it. You ain't seen a motherfucking thing.
That shit make me so mad, bro. Niggas
Y'all
be out here
motherfuckers be wanting to
capping.
be a part of something so motherfucking bad. It's ridiculous. Like it's
They took it
beyond
off the
me
whole internet.
that a
Come the fuck
motherfucker
on.
would lie about something like that. Because if you're lying about that, you lying about digging in your ass, nigga. Flat out.
Everything, nigga.
And
I
I just
can't
want
with
to say,
you.
For real though, like
Oh my gosh.
make this make sense. Like if you can lie about see,
Oh.
oh, I seen this second video of Shanquilla getting beat. Motherfucker, you will lie about something as little as that, nigga. You probably dig in your nose and do other little dirty shit, nigga.
Yeah.
You be lying.
Stop it.
I just
Oh
want
my
to,
god.
I just
Stop
want to say real
fucking
quick.
Oh my God.
lying.
I just want to
Oh
say real quick
Lord,
that
Lord.
can y'all hear me?
He
Yeah.
just dropped it like a hot. You ah ha ha ha. Yeah.
I just want to say that I think that we have information from one of the Gangland family that actually spoke to someone that was in school with Carly Russell. I mean, not Carly Russell, part of my language. Shanquilla Robinson. She went to school with her, and she said that she ain't hear nothing about. And shout out to Stash for this information. It went down in
Stash.
Clubhouse. It went down in
Much love,
Clubhouse.
Stash.
Um he said that the young lady told him that there's no second video to her knowledge. There's like nobody, like that's not credible. That's a dumb. So I just leave that there.
There is a lot he said.
They be having hella fun on the
Oh, we
internet.
know, we know that. We know he said a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. That was really awesome, you know. Look at little
Yeah, that's a
Pooh.
gangland exclusive. You know what I mean?
Little Poke and Pooh in the background. Hmm.
They be playing in our face, man.
Well,
Trying
my
to run
man,
that bullshit.
straight up to my face.
Man, running bullshit right to your face. Like you just ain't got a brain between your ears. Like, bro, that shit don't even sound right. How the fuck you take it out the whole internet? Like, come on now.
Straight up to my face. Uh-uh. Uh. Don't let me get started.
Mom, I want some more ice.
Oh, little little one. Little little one. Straight up to my face.
Cynthia said she seen it. I don't know, Cynthia, man. Every time somebody tell me that and they say they seen the video, I just be like, why you lying? Why you
Well, but
always
you know what?
lying?
Yeah, either
Oh
there's
my
a couple
God.
people who said they
Stop
seen it.
fucking lying.
So either they seen it and they didn't. That video didn't stay long. It didn't stay up long. I know that for a fact because I tried to go and find it when it was first
Why
said.
have to shoot me?
And I saw the link, but they said that the video was taken down. So
It's right
apparently
here.
there was enough people who did see it, and it's cool. We got enough that. I mean, there's enough there to do what's supposed to be right, but people are putting their foot on it. That's all that is. It's enough evidence there. I don't know what kind of people got evidence pretty much
Don't
served
hurt.
to them and want to
Don't
act
hurt.
like nothing happened. Are you serious right now? How can you watch that video and say nothing was going on? Really? But hey, justice will be done one way or the other, either the justice system or the streets. It's all good though. It's all good. You
I
know,
think it don't hurt, Mom.
she gonna get her day.
I feel like an ass whooping should be a punishment sometimes.
That's what I think. Yeah, you know
Go to
me.
court,
I'm Judge
man.
Angel. Come on now. I'm all with that. I'm all with that. There's be some ass whoopings and stuff. That's just like case that you remember that case, Matt, that you told me and I almost threw up?
Which one?
Man,
Which one?
the one with the babies.
Oh, when the dude had unalived the baby for using the bathroom.
No, not that one. But that needs some. Remember, I told you I declared myself Judge Angel. Man, look, that fool there, the one that had the baby in the cage. You played it like earlier this week or last week.
What happened? You don't want to
what
say it,
happened?
Oh man, it was disgusting. I don't even want to. Basically, this couple had babies in the cage.
Oh yeah, in
Oh,
Vegas, yeah.
the rapper, the rapper or some shit? A
Nah,
YouTuber or
yeah, the
something?
dude that had the two babies in the dog cage.
That was so disgusting. I
That
almost
shit
threw
is
up.
crazy.
I almost threw up. I just couldn't do it. And yeah, it tore me down, man. I don't even want to go there. But I shoot. What I gave him is do him the same way. Take him out the cage, whoop his behind, let him heal up for a month, but put him back in his cage, in his cell, and let that be known.
Why the fuck you even have kids, bro?
Man, these people are evil. I'm telling you, them is demons. You gotta beat the shit out of demons, man.
Man, they should hire a task force of old grandma and a task force of hood niggas. Just whoop ass.
Man, look, all they need is they get them, and I'll judge them. I'm
Hand them
trying to
ladies
tell
the
you, that was disgusting. It was real. It was really nasty. I'm just like, what kind of? These ain't humans, man. Something wrong with them. These aren't humans.
Yeah, ain't no reason to put no kid in no cage.
No,
That's not
no. They need them people need to be put where they
No, I said
belong.
the kid. Ain't no reason to put no kids in no
Okay,
cage. Even for corporate punishment, they do some push-ups or something.
that's
Doing too
crazy.
much.
You know what kind of trauma them kids don't have?
Man, they ain't gonna like cages, kennels, motherfucking
Oh
gates.
man,
They ain't gonna like shit. Nothing. Oh shit.
that shit
Scared
broke
of
my
them.
heart. I was like, oh my god.
I want to go see him. He's not scary.
Oh, she's so cute.
She mean
These are like little adults. These babies.
I think I can hold you with both of them.
They sound like my. But
Smart as
yeah,
hell.
I just don't. Of course, they like little adults. Just need to grow up. That's all.
Facts.
Shoot, some of them are
Can I
smarter
show
than
you my
most
finger?
adults.
Her finger got me depressed.
Oh.
Yeah. You got ice pack on it. A bag of ice or
Put
something.
your finger back on the ice. Your hand hot as hell.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You have some aspirin.
She
Give me
won't
some
take
baby
it.
aspirin. You may have to put it in her drink or something.
You get the chewable one. You don't got the chewable kid aspirin joints?
Yeah,
Tastes
the
like
ones that
bubble
taste
gum and
good.
shit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They should have everything
I'm gonna
chewable.
order her
Yeah,
some.
Tylenol,
Be a black woman.
Tylenol chewables.
Mm-hmm.
Tylenol chewables work for sure.
Facts. Cause you don't want them trying to swallow a pill no way.
What? Chewable aspirin?
Grape one. No, not aspirin. You don't want to give aspirin, especially with
What
that.
is it?
Tylenol, chewable Tylenol.
Okay.
You might see it as a set of medicine, but it's the same thing as that's the generic for Tylenol.
Yeah, they got grape, bubble gum, and cherry, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, you can give her some of those. They taste good.
Well, I mean, I don't know what it tastes better than chewing a real pill. That grape shit tastes like Diamond Tap still. Diamond Tap, that shit tastes so bad.
It sure do.
Diamond Tap was that bullshit going on.
Right.
Rubber Tussin was ass grape flavor. Like, just give me a pill.
You remember Buckley's Roach? You remember Buckley's?
He said who? Buckley's?
Buckley's, yeah.
Nah, that sounds familiar, but I can't say I did. I don't want to lie to you.
That cough syrup that tasted disgusting, like some type of it was thick and white.
Like
hell no.
it resembled seed. I'm gonna just leave it like that.
You said thick and white. I was like, nah, hell no, I had none of that. It wasn't going down.
And it burnt your chest. Whatever you had, if you had bronchitis, whatever type of respiratory situation, yeah, they was trying to give it to you.
That's ass. I remember NyQuil tasted hella bad, and then I remember Diamond Tap was hella bad. Now I don't mind NyQuil, but Diamond Tap still ass as fuck.
It may taste. You got to get the cherry flavor. NyQuil's the business. It works.
Cherry flavor, okay, they do got flavor NyQuil now.
Yeah, they got that cherry flavor. It don't taste bad no more.
I used to be off Pepto-Bismol. I ain't mind that shit at all. But all that other shit was gross. They fucked up the flavors.
Yeah. Okay.
You about to go to bed.
Put it on ice.
A 25-year-old woman by the name of Tyra Crosby was allegedly lured into a man's house where she was beaten and shot and died at the scene by a woman named Stephanie Alexander.
The details of this case are so bizarre, she couldn't believe it happened.
She was our angel, our flower, lured to a home and brutally beaten and murdered.
Today what we're going to do is explain everything that we know so far about the situation. There will be updates, so make sure to hit the subscribe button with notifications so you don't miss out on that. So let's get into who is Tyra. According to family and friends, she had a way of making people feel special.
And every time that you talk to her on the phone, hey beautiful, hey my pretty aunt, and she
wouldn't want us to be sad out there. She was the light of every situation. You know what I'm saying? Prayed every day. Listen to gospel in the shower.
Life for the party.
My sister was a precious, precious person. My sister showed unconditional love. If anybody ever encountered Tyra, she made you laugh.
Yeah. Okay.
She had the jokes going for days. And was prepared.
Now, Tyra ended up meeting a man named Albert Alexander, a 52-year-old man with kids and also married to Stephanie Albert. We know this is the man because on his Facebook page, he made posts like, I want to wish a happy 1-year anniversary to my wife and best friend Stephanie Alexander. It's been one hell of a year, but we made it now. The fun begins. I love you. I want to wish my better half Stephanie Alexander a happy birthday. I love you more than you know. But it seems like Albert hasn't been truthful and honest throughout his relationships. Before Stephanie, it looks like he was married to another woman who he had kids with. And it seems like he wasn't honest to her because in 2016 he posted on his Facebook, the hardest thing in the world is to gain trust of someone that you love after you destroy that trust and crush their heart. Do you know how it feels when the person is not in love with you but only loves you because you have so much history? Well, that's the situation I'm in now. How do I make things right? Help me out, Facebook. Someone said it's all about forgiveness. Love covers all, but unforgiveness breeds bitterness and mistrust. I pray it works out, but most often when a woman's fed up, it's a wrap. Real talk. He responded to that saying, "That's the truth, bro, and I would take everyone's advice. I just want her to be happy with or without me." It seemed like that relationship never worked out, and he ended up going out with Stephanie and eventually ends up getting married to her. And even in that relationship, it seems like he wasn't faithful. Now, these are all alleged, as I wasn't able to confirm if these messages are real, because it is easy to fake messages, but it seems like these ones are legit. He says, "Is everything okay? If you really need to talk, I'm here. When you're free, I would like to just take you out. Just want to talk." Okay. He goes, "Call me when you have a chance." He's also said, "It's about time for us to see if we can get it right. You know we try every few years." She then goes, "I'm in a relationship, love." Now, it is very unknown of what the situationship was between him and Tyra. Was it a really good friendship? Was it a relationship? Or was it something completely different? Let me know what you think in the comment section below.
Hoskins believes her daughter met the man at a club.
Maybe perhaps at the club or perhaps at the sweepstakes place. As the investigators stated to me, that's where they found out that they came across paths.
So let's get back to Tyra and the day before her death. Now, Tyra was just celebrating her mother's birthday.
Hoskins reflects on the last day she saw her daughter alive.
We ate and laughed. Who would have knew that would have been my last time ever seeing my daughter?
That was Monday night as the family celebrated Hoskins' birthday. At the end of the night, she kissed her beloved Tyra goodbye.
Now, the next day, early in the morning, Tyra ended up going to Albert's house, and this was around 4-5 a.m.
She was invited there. She did not just pop up there. She was not an intruder. She was invited there. I know my daughter wouldn't have went there knowing that it was a married couple or that it was a wife's home. So she was lured there by the man that was old enough to be her father.
Now, something interesting I want to point out is that it seems like no one knew about this situationship that she had with this man. It doesn't even look like the friends knew, because if they knew, I feel like the mother would have said it publicly. At this time, while Tyra was at Albert's place, it seemed like Stephanie wasn't there. I don't know if she was working. I don't know if she was seeing a family member, but she ends up going back home around 5 a.m. in the morning, where she sees Tyra.
Stephanie Alexander returned home to her house on Porter Street in Northwest Charlotte early Tuesday morning and found Crosby inside before shooting and killing her.
There hasn't been too much information of what happened when Stephanie arrived at her home. Was there some type of argument that broke out first? No one really knows. What we do know, allegedly according to the mother, is that Stephanie was beating up Tyra. In her final moments, she ended up contacting her mother, but the call ended up going to her voicemail.
She also says that Crosby called her in her final hour and left a voicemail in which you can hear Alexander beating her before shooting her. According to Hoskins, it was a prolonged beating.
She's saying, no, you're gonna kill me, you're gonna kill me. It's about an 8-minute long message of her being beat, tortured. You can also hear them telling her that they're gonna kill her.
Now, keep in mind what she just said. She said them telling her, which means the husband also would have been involved, because he didn't stop Stephanie. Now, I'm not sure what the situation was, if Stephanie called the police, if a neighbor called the police, because according to the Facebook post, Stephanie called the police and claimed that she had an intruder, which makes sense of why the mother spoke out saying that she was actually invited. The police end up arriving at the home and arresting Stephanie.
Tyra Crosby was dead, and Alexander was still on the scene. Police arrested her for voluntary manslaughter. She bonded out just over 6 hours later.
She murdered my daughter.
Alexander was charged with voluntary manslaughter and booked into the Mecklenburg County Jail on Tuesday. Hours later, she was out on bond.
She murdered my daughter at 5 a.m. and she was out at 8 p.m. So that means that human life means nothing anymore.
Tyra's mother ends up finding out about the situation. It ends up going all over the news, and she ends up finding out about the voicemail, right? And she ends up giving it to detectives and investigators to look into it. So it actually has not been released to the public yet.
And she's hopeful that this new evidence will elevate the charges against Alexander.
I don't want the investigators to go away. I won't stop until there's another charge and justice for my child.
Now this situation is really crazy because from the sounds of it, it sounds like Albert was also involved too, but he didn't face any charges. There has to be more to this case because how come the husband didn't stop the wife? And it just also makes me wonder if this situation was planned, because from the sounds of it, the husband also wanted to kill her too. Why? Regardless of the situation of what happened, if it was an affair, if Tyra knew or didn't knew, she didn't deserve to die. While you're here, make sure to check out these other videos. I will be here to keep you guys updated on this as it unfolds. So make sure to hit the subscribe button notifications, smash a like, and I'll see you guys in another video.
Listening what to say. She called me her queen, and I will forever miss that. But I am so grateful that whatever God sent her to do, she, accomplished that mission. We don't get to pick the day. And she wrote her story, and I am forever grateful.
Mom, I think I need some more ice.
I want to know why her mom used that word, that verbiage, when she described the 8-minute call. Why she said she was being tortured.
Because you're getting beat for 8 minutes. Shit, that's torture. And you know you're going through it, you feel like you might die, they still on it, talking to you all crazy. You in a spot, you don't really know it, or you might know the house, I don't know how well she know the house, but like, yeah, that's torturous as shit. Like, like you see your life leaving. Like she said, y'all gonna kill me. Why would she say that? You feel me? But the whole time you're getting beat with that on your mind. That's mental warfare like a motherfucker. 8 minutes is crazy. Shanquilla was getting beat up for 40 seconds, 20, 30 seconds. So you gotta think about it. It might not, it's a man involved, so who knows how that shit went. But 8 minutes is wild. So that's a show torture. But the lured part was crazy to think about, how he was involved. First, it just seemed like he was laying in the bed, or they was laying up or chilling or whatever, and got caught. Then she started tripping. But if he involved, then there's got to be a deeper, situation. And what was the charge that she went to jail for? Murder, right?
No, a misdemeanor and bailed out. It was just upgraded to second-degree murder, I think yesterday or earlier today.
What was the original charge?
Misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor
Voluntary
murder?
manslaughter.
No, manslaughter, yeah. Manslaughter. It wasn't even a felony charge.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And she bailed out. So whatever money she put up to bail out, you just wasted that.
Shit.
That's where you go.
To be free for a little longer, I mean, I guess that's the price he wanted, $25,000 to be free till you not no more, I guess. But she should have had a different charge. I mean, I guess they didn't help out the voicemail yet. So that should spice it up, but damn, he went to jail for 3 hours over killing somebody. What state is this?
That's Charlotte.
That's Charlotte, North Carolina.
God damn.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on over there.
Yeah, something in the water.
Shit.
Yep, agreed.
That shit different.
People just
Everything happening down there. Them
doing
motherfuckers ain't
shit,
white, they
doing
white
shit.
type.
Y'all heard it, and Mac is probably gonna bring it up. Y'all heard about that lady that had a boyfriend in Charlotte. You about to bring that up, Mac?
You said which one?
The one with the boyfriend in Charlotte. She lives in 2 hours away from Charlotte. They supposed to go to a comedy show.
Nah, I ain't got that one. Send that one. I got
that
some
one
shit
is,
though. I got some shit.
I know you do. Damn, it's a lot of shit going on, people.
Putting the hit on your own spouse is crazy. Or your own, you know what I'm saying? That's
Man,
wild.
putting a hit out on your own daughter is crazy. We done went through that.
Yeah, that's wild as
Put
fuck
a hit
too.
out on a 16-year-old daughter.
Damn, was it dude? I missed that one.
Her mama and stepdaddy.
I'm just like, what no, man, what would make you do that? Either
Yeah, got a little bit of her.
they evil as fuck, or the daughter was evil as fuck. I don't know what the hell, but I don't know. No parents have put a hit out on their own kids.
Yeah, I'm about to say you gotta be cutting up for both of us to want to kill you. At least it's supposed to be one person that's like, nah, think about it. You feel me? If they both want her gone, when she
Now
slapped grandma or something,
I know they have trifling kids out there, but damn,
she must
you
have
know,
slapped her, beat up on her grandma or something. I don't know what the hell what
yeah,
I
she
want to
got
kill you for as my own kid.
you got to
You gotta
do
do something crazy.
some.
You gotta throw my grandma urn out the window or beat up on grams or something.
You had to do, yeah, you had to do some ruthless shit for some parents
Yeah,
to put a hit on your own kid. You got to be a little demon, okay?
somebody ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
One way or another. Put a
Excuse
hit
me
on
for
your
talking to
own
you,
kid.
something. I got the munchies.
It's all good. Do your thing.
No, 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 no.
Nah, that's not the thing to do. That's not the thing to do. That's ass. But enjoy it.
That sound is it munchies or a motherfucker giving head? That shit.
Man,
No.
Yum yum yum. She trying to gnaw on it on the under on his knee.
No, I don't sound like that. Come on, man. Don't be trying to. I don't
She
sound like that.
said yum yum yum.
No, these
Nah, I'm
good
just
ass.
fucking
You
with.
know
I'm
when
just
you
fucking with
stone,
you, man.
you know
You
when you
know
stoned out your motherfucking mind,
hey,
and
you
them
know it's
damn
gangland at
ruffles
the
be
dark.
tasting good.
Who's at the dog?
It's
That
gangland at the
sounds
dark,
like
man.
the
You know
dog.
we gonna come with some funny shit.
It's good.
That's surreal. I can't say shit. I'm going through the thoughts. I can't say nothing.
I'm just waiting for a cookie to be tossed my way. See me
Oh, I'm
tapping?
sorry. I'm sorry. No.
No.
I don't want that cookie anonymous. You keep it respectfully. Respectfully.
See them cookie monster for real too.
That cookie must be fucking awesome.
Man, look, when you stone out your
Great.
motherfucker, when you stone out your mind, you know everything tastes good.
Shit, what brand is that?
Huh?
What kind of what brand is that?
What is it? Toll House Nestle or
Man,
Stone
look, I eat them, man. It's good, man. It's good. Yeah. But you
I got
know,
you.
when you stoned out your mind, that's the best time to eat, man, because everything takes cookies need love like everything does.
Hey,
Okay.
chicken wings and tacos is hella good when you're hungry.
Oh, you can't do that to me, man. Come on, man. I love tacos. I miss
Yeah, ice cream.
Uh-oh.
Man, somebody got a Nokia.
A Nokia. No. Oh, a Nokia. He said a Nokia.
That's how we say it back home.
That's
Somebody got a old Nokia with that snake game on it.
okay.
That's the work phone, man. I had somebody call me on the work phone. So that shit
Oh
got the
man,
loudest ringtone
Motorola,
possible.
Kyocera.
Man, what is this? It's
He said a Kiro Sarah. They
On
don't
the
make
real,
Kyocera
no
used to be
phone.
the ones with Snake and Brick Breaker and Tetris on it.
on the real.
Brick Breaker was my shit. Slow ass phone.
Mm-hmm.
That snake game was cool though.
Yeah, that shit was fire as hell. That shit was fire, but you're gonna bite yourself eventually.
Mm-hmm.
That game used to be hella frustrating. Like, nigga, I pressed up. How the fuck? Was it 2, 6, 8, and 4 was the controls?
Dang.
Yeah.
Way back.
Old school, man. Good Metro.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes old school was good, like Nintendo NES. Come on now.
I still got my 64 and my PS2 in the garage.
Hey,
I
64,
got
64 forever, man. I love
good
it.
old, good old Super
Mortal,
Mario 64, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong
oh, that's the
Racing,
business, man. What are you talking about?
all the wrestling games. Damn. What else?
Mortal
Zelda,
Kombat,
Mortal Kombat, hella
the
shit.
James Bond games.
Oh, 007. I still got that bitch around here somewhere.
Yeah, Perfect
I used to
Dark,
pick
all that, man.
the
Look, I
midget dude.
remember.
I used to pick that down.
Tomb Raider, Tony Hawk,
Turok.
Dang. The
the
Tomb Raider wasn't
basketball,
on. Nintendo 64. That's PlayStation.
Oh, it was NBA Live back in the day. NBA
The what
Live.
you call it? Yeah, the
Bryant,
NBA
Kobe
with the All
Bryant.
Stars from what you call it from West Fourth Street, the street ball.
Street ball.
Yes,
Oh, you
sir.
on PlayStation 2 with it. You on PlayStation 2 with it. Okay.
Yeah, Nintendo 64 rocks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that shit was dope. Mission Impossible. What else was fire?
Oh hell yeah!
What else was fire? They had that shit on there.
Oh,
Kirby.
Yeah, they had
Rainbow Six,
wrestling.
man.
Wrestling was on
Yep.
that motherfucker.
All the wrestling
Rainbow.
Nintendo
games was fire.
64.
Hey, you remember Rainbow Six?
Yep.
Yo,
Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
Crash
Motherfucker.
Bandicoot.
Kirby. Conker's Bad Fur Day. Banjo Kazooie.
Mario Kart, though. Mario Kart.
Mario Kart and Diddy Kong Racing was fire.
But you gotta be stoned when you play Mario Kart. It's so funny.
Hell yeah. Motherfuckers be cheating on this before though. They were jumping over the wall and shit.
Yeah. You know, that's
They were cheating. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna abuse how this game not developed all the way. Let me get this nigga out of my hallway real quick.
uh-oh.
He got
Dun,
to
dun,
go.
dun, 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 dun.
You know it, man. Hold on, let me mute up. So I'm here.
You're gonna have to handle business.
He done fucked up Nintendo 64 nostalgia minute, man. He over here in the hallway about.
Oh yeah, I'm about to give me a new one. I left my other ones at home. I had one in each room, and I had the greatest time. Mortal Kombat was my money maker. I used to play for
It's
money.
another one coming out like next month. They got like all the old people in it and shit. That shit's gonna be sick.
I had the Super Nintendo, nigga. I used to be playing Killer Instinct.
Oh my god!
Combo.
You talking about the
The
NES?
purple and the gray one, right?
Yeah, Ultra.
Combo. DJ, was it DJ the boxing nigga?
They had the
No, that was-
they had the boxing
yeah.
nigga on there.
That was my
Sector,
guy.
Cinder.
That was the one.
You went
Nat she threw a throwback, the Galaxy
But
game
remember
with
old
the
school
green.
on Sega. Remember on Sega, nigga, they had Streets of Rage.
Sega. Oh yeah. I like to play. What's that? I forgot. The not Ocarina of Time. What was that?
That was Zelda.
Zelda. That was the shit.
PlayStation first came out when they had Twisted Metal. You could be all them little different death
Oh,
cards.
Twisted Metal was that shit.
That shit was going crazy.
Coded.
And that's what I played Tomb Raider on, but it was so I didn't like the precision on PlayStation.
Yeah, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil fucked me up as a kid. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, that shit was scary than a bitch.
I was not going in the hallway without the light on after like 10. After 10 o'clock when it got dark and shit, everybody go to sleep. Somebody waking up. I gotta pee.
Oh my god. Yeah, those were the great days.
The first Resident Evil, you walked out in the hallway. The first scene, motherfucking zombie eating somebody, turn around in slow motion, badass graphics. That shit fucked me up. That shit fucked me up. For real, for real.
I used to play Nightmare Creatures.
Nightmare Creatures.
That was for Nintendo 64.
I was gonna say, I don't think I got on Nightmare Creatures.
Yeah, that one is awesome.
I was on WWF No Mercy all day.
That Perfect Dark was the business.
Oh yeah, Perfect Dark. That was one of the it was only a couple cartridges that was black. Them shits used to be special for no reason. Perfect Dark was black.
That was like the female James Bond.
Pretty much. It was done later, so it was still kind of smooth. They just had weird weapons sometimes.
Graphics on that bad boy was nice.
Yeah, that was one of them ones.
I was like,
One of them ones.
Mm-hmm.
What else they had? They had some shit, man. 64, they was pumping games. They had like hundreds of games.
Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem was that shit. South Park game. Duke Nukem was that shit.
Man. Duke Nukem was not to
That
be
was-
played with.
That nigga, I used to get the flamethrower, run around, burning all the birds, turn them into chickens, burn the birds to turn into chickens and shit. They used to eat them.
Yeah.
But who played Tony Hawk though?
Play what?
Tony Hawk. Who was a Tony Hawk professional?
Oh, me.
Yeah, I was playing Tony Hawk. I beat a nigga ass in Tony Hawk, especially when it comes to scoring.
I doubt it.
We could get it. We could get a Gangland Tony Hawk tournament.
Playing graffiti.
I love
playing
to
graffiti.
see it.
Yeah. Niggas ain't
Tony, you talking about Tony Hawk Tony Hawk Underground 2 then?
No, he had a bunch of them.
Absolutely.
And
Tony
then
Hawk Underground was the funnest ones. They had
That
Bam
and
Margera and them
speedball was
niggas in
my
it.
thing. That was my goal to perfect that and take people money, act stupid like I don't know how to play. Which one is up?
okay.
And bust your ass. Thank you.
We used to turn the gravity off and to see who got the
See,
longest
that's
or the
what I
best
did with
longest trick.
That's what I did with Mortal Kombat. That man, I want me some money with that, man.
I was dope at Street Fighter too.
Street Fighter. Oh my god, I love that.
I used to rock with Chun-Li.
Chun-Li, yes.
Chun-Li. I used to rock with Chun-Li.
Chun-Li
And
was
then
one of the baddest ones, man.
now I fuck with Zangief. I ain't played that shit in a minute though.
They got one for the new, what is that, PlayStation 4 or something like that.
Yeah, they got that and Mortal Kombat coming up. Actually,
Oh
that one came out
yeah,
already.
Mortal Kombat now is pretty good.
Yeah,
But
they got Mortal Kombat 1 coming out.
my favorite one is the Russian girl, Cohen, I think her name is.
Oh, Cammy.
Yeah, that the Russian girl. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she be cheating. She could beat Zangief hella easy. If
Oh
you
my
pick
god.
Cammy, I gotta pick Sagat.
That one and the one with the cane. That girl's bad too.
With the cane.
Yeah, that's that one. I forgot her name, but it's a Russian girl and the one with the cane.
I can't remember the one with the cane.
Yeah, it's so many characters on there.
Hell yeah.
Then there's that Indian guy that twists up everywhere.
Oh, Dawson, you're on fire.
Man,
You're on
Dawson.
hey, that was my nigga. He
Yeah,
ass power wise, but
yeah.
he's super annoying.
He is, because it's like he be twisting up and slapping you across the room without moving. I'll be like, wait a minute. How that
Yeah,
foot
punch
get
you from
over
over
there?
there.
How the hell your foot get over there? Come on now.
Come on, man.
That's
We
been
about to get
some
into this content, man. Young lady, man, shot on the freeway in the head, man. I don't know what's going on,
damn.
man, but they was
In North
on it, man. We
Carolina?
about to get into it.
Oh.
Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Nah, I forgot what the hell it's at, but it shit ain't cool, gang. You know what I'm saying? Shit ain't cool, but we about to get into it though, man. It's gang.
Driver just going south on the interstate when out of nowhere they were shot in the head.
It's been just more than 2 days since 19-year-old Tamaya Murphy was shot at and crashed on I-85 in Dinwiddie. Her loved ones say they feel no closer to justice as they face grief and anger in her death.
19-year-old Tamaya Murphy, affectionately known as Maya to family and friends, was a goofy, ambitious, caring, and joyful young woman who had a reputation for uplifting others and encouraging them to follow their dreams. She recently graduated from Thomas Dale High School and had aspirations of becoming a nurse. Never could anyone have imagined that Tamaya's hopes and dreams would soon be cut short. Just before 11 a.m. on August 1st, Virginia State Police responded to Interstate 85 in Dinwiddie County for reports of shots being fired. Upon arrival, they would find a crashed vehicle on the right shoulder of I-85. Inside, they would find an unresponsive young woman.
Shootings like this are becoming all too common for some residents I spoke with, and they just want to see it stop.
Take a look at your screen to see Drone Video 8 News shot of the damaged white Kia driven by a 19-year-old victim Tuesday morning. Police say she was headed southbound on Interstate 85 when she was shot in the head by another driver. She then crossed all the southbound lanes before crashing in the median, where the car sat for hours while she recovered at the hospital. The aftermath was quite a disturbing sight for residents like Stephen Tilley, who saw it on his way home that afternoon.
I know we've had a few shootings out here, and I was wondering what was going on this time.
Like Tilley says, shootings like these are not an uncommon thing in the Metro Richmond area. 8 News previously uncovered there were at least 25 incidents on Richmond area interstates in 2021. And in 2022, Virginia State Police says that number climbed to at least 31. While police were unable to give me exact numbers for this year so far, we've covered at least 3 shootings on local interstates in the past 6 months, one as recently as June on I-95 in Chesterfield County.
They don't know where it's coming from or who's doing it, so you don't know who to trust or what to do.
The victim was identified as 19-year-old Tamaya Murphy, who was rushed to a local hospital with life-threatening injuries. As of Tuesday, she was listed in stable condition, but was sadly passed away the next day after succumbing to a gunshot wound to the head. According to an eyewitness, an individual in a passing vehicle fired shots at Tamaya's 2017 Kia Optima as she drove south on I-85. An eyewitness described hearing 10 or more gunshots. The shooting caused Tamaya to run off the road, cross the southbound lanes, and crash on the right shoulder. The Virginia State Police preliminary investigation indicates that this was not a case of road rage, and investigators believe the shooting was an isolated incident.
It had to have been 10 plus.
This woman, who asked not to be identified, was outside when she believed she heard the shots being fired at Tamaya Murphy's car.
It was random gunshots. This was about 10. I would say about 10 gunshots, may have been more.
And she says she is positive about what she heard.
I know gunshots when I hear them.
And she says she never heard anything after the last shot was fired.
No cars speeding off, didn't hear a crash or anything like that.
What she did hear moments later,
just siren.
Thinking back about what happened.
At that moment, it's very scary.
And hearing this morning the driver, Tamaya Murphy, died from her injuries.
It's very sad. You know, I pray for her family. I pray for everyone that has to deal with these type of loss because it's unanswered and you don't know why.
Virginia State Police say this is not a case of road rage, and they do believe it is an isolated incident.
Tamaya's loved ones are heartbroken and shocked over her sudden death. They want answers. They want justice. They want Tamaya to be remembered for her heart and not this tragedy.
Tamaya's friends say that she had hopes and dreams of becoming a nurse one day, but they say they are now heartbroken and frankly in shock over this sudden loss, and they say they want answers and justice for her family.
Standing outside of Thomasdale High School, the very spot Tamaya Murphy walked the halls for years, her grieving friend honored her life.
She wants you to chase your dream, but also be supportive of her. She definitely big on chasing dreams. She definitely wanted me to chase mine.
Anthony Wells says Murphy was joyous, funny, loving, and had a reputation for uplifting others and encouraging them to follow their dreams.
She used to take me to the studio. Anything I asked her, she there. She coming. She got you.
Virginia State Police tell us the teen was driving south on I-85 near the Route 1 exit on Tuesday when someone driving by fired several shots at her car. Murphy ended up crashing on the other side of the interstate. She fought for her life, but didn't make it.
That's not something anybody just gonna be ready to hear. Or just for her having to go through that, it just breaks my heart. 'Cause she's too much of a good person. She ain't deserve it.
Wells hoping whoever's responsible will be caught so they can get justice for Tamaya and can continue to remember her for her heart and not this tragedy.
She was a very genuine, caring, giving person. She had a good heart.
Today I spoke with Tamaya's mother. She says she wants everyone to remember and know her for her funny, goofy, and kind personality. Tonight, Tamika Murphy, the mother of 19-year-old Tamaya Murphy, says her family is still wrapping their heads around their sudden loss.
I'm here. I'm making it. That's all I can say right now.
This incident shining a light on the number of interstate shootings that have happened here in Central Virginia. In 2021, there were at least 25 shootings along I-95, I-85, and I-64. In 2022, that number increased to at least 31. Tonight, I asked Virginia State Police what led up to Murphy's death and who was responsible. I'm told they do not have any updates at this time. As we work to learn more, her mother wants everyone to know who her daughter was. She tells me Tamaya graduated from Thomasdale High School, where she was involved and danced and loved by her peers.
She was a loving, kind person. She was real goofy. Everybody she didn't came in contact with, she loved, she get along with.
As of right now, there are still no leads in the case, and Virginia State Police, along with Tamaya's friends and family, are encouraging anyone with information to come forward. The case remains ongoing.
Man,
That's fucked up. And that freeway crazy. That's like the damn near crack spot. Like motherfuckers was just shooting. And she could have been caught in between like somebody probably shooting at somebody else too. That's what's crazy about it. If she wasn't like beefing, it didn't sound like much of a beefer.
But you know something, it's not just the freeways. Like it's happening everywhere. Like it's really happening everywhere. Like here in New York, like it's happening. People have road rage. People just don't like. Nobody heeds the rules of the road, common courtesy. Nobody heeds that. Like the light just turned green. Say the light just turned green. Ding. They honking already.
Yeah, it's
Or
got to be
speeding
extra crazy
around.
up there too.
Or speeding
Motherfucker
around.
weird.
Like I was in a high speed. Like yo, niggas didn't stop until I did some GTA moves, like going down the wrong way on the wrong street,
Dang.
till I got in front of the cops and was
That's
like,
crazy.
yo, I got my kids in the car, and the nigga was creeping up the block with his lights off in a blacked out Charger, all black Charger. No, like, and I was in the middle of moving my stuff. Like we were moving. This was a couple weeks ago. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, but see, it
People
was
are
just
crazy, and when it's females outside, dudes be quick to test it. Like, but every block I been, this happened. This was going on for 16 blocks. I was like right around the corner from my new spot, and I had to bank. Like it was crazy. And then the cops was so cognizant of what was going on. When I looked over at homeboy, because my daughter's friend was in the back seat and she happened to have her windows down, and she said she saw him and he looked crazy and he was like, "What, bitch?" But I didn't hear that. I was so like trained to go. I didn't hear none of that. All I knew was I gotta get my car with my kids away from this nigga.
That's crazy
All
too. The
because I
road
didn't.
rage out there. Damn, my bad.
All. You want to know what it was behind? Because I didn't go at the green light when he honked. So he sped around me and stopped dead in front of me, trying to make me run into the back of him.
Dang.
So I went around him and banked and made a right turn on the next possible block I could make. And this is a two-way street. And it was on and popping from there.
Well, she was on some Fast and the
Like
Furious.
running red lights. You know how unsafe that shit is? Running red lights and stuff. Because you don't know if a kid's going to run out in the street. And I'm just praying. So you know how many people get caught up in the road? Behind stuff, either getting hit, or, it's summertime, so kids be playing in the street and stuff. They balls, roll out in the street. You could hit a kid, you could hurt someone, or somebody riding a bike, or just shoot out with their bike or whatever.
They don't care.
But people just don't be cognizant. They don't be cognizant. They don't care. All for what? And you gotta understand, you had to take a test and you had to practice to drive, to learn to drive. It's a privilege to drive. You're not owed the right to drive. So act accordingly.
Some people ain't got no license.
That's another thing. And we'll hit you. And whenever somebody pull up on my car acting like, they want me to hit them, that's the first thing that I think you trying to catch a case.
Yeah, that brake check shit crazy.
Especially if I'm not especially if I ain't tailgating you.
If I hit you, I'm gonna hit you. I ain't even supposed to be driving. You better quit playing.
For somebody to have that accuracy though, for that sister right there, that was a hit.
Or just hella shots though, you know what I'm saying? You send hella shots, something gonna stick. But then she could have just been wrong place, wrong time. That's what I'm feeling like. You're getting the
Hell nah.
wrong place,
We
wrong
don't
time.
know who her nigga is, and then on top of that, nigga, like I'm pretty sure they knew it was a female in that car. You know what I'm saying? Like it had to be more than one shooter.
Had to be.
And where was she coming from? Where was she coming from? Was she being tracked and not paying attention? And this is another thing. You gotta look at your rear view mirror and your side mirrors. Because you never know. Like, I wouldn't have known that nigga was following me, like, to do something if I wasn't paying attention. And my daughter drives now too, so she like, Ma, he coming.
Yeah, you gotta stay on 10 on when you driving. You gotta stay alert as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, get your seatbelts on. Get your seatbelts on. My son's swerving from left to right behind, flip from the right side of the car behind my daughter all the way to the other side because of the way I made that turn. Like, could you imagine driving like that? Now you on the highway, and that's regular streets. New York, the speed limit is 25, and they got traffic cameras on almost every other block.
Damn.
So it's impossible to speed and do the shit that I was doing. And all I'm praying is like, Lord, please don't let this camera flash. And I'm banking down the blocks that I know don't have the traffic cameras.
Damn.
So could you imagine a freeway? What you doing on a freeway? You can only maneuver because sometimes when you speed up, and if it's the night, you speed up behind people, and guess what they do? They slow down because they get nervous. They think it's the boys.
Man, look.
So then you get boxed in.
Faster.
Like,
I just saw a dumbass high speed chase down 5th Street in San Francisco. It was 2 cars running from a cop car in traffic. Like, you about to fucking do a high speed chase through traffic, in the traffic on the freeway. So I don't even know how. I gotta check to see how that went.
I watch a lot of high speed chases, and I tell you what. Ooh. Nobody move, nobody gets hurt.
This whole area crazy as hell, man. You be in San Francisco, shit be crazy. You go home to the town, shit be crazy. Vallejo crazy. Shit, I don't know what's going on, man. The world, it's got a different little vibe to it.
Must be something.
Motherfuckers hungry or something.
You said hungry.
Motherfuckers hungry or something, bro.
Trying to get to that chicken place.
When niggas gotta eat, that's when shit get crazy.
What? No, what they hungry for? Souls? Because that's all that's happening. There's a bunch of people dying. So what they hungry for? They on their demon time?
Not like money.
Really
not food. I'm talking about like money as far as like.
No, I feel you, Roach. But at the end of the day, lives is dropping. I know exactly where you coming from. But at the end of the day, you hungry for souls? Because at the end of the day, you acting like you on straight demon time. Because what was the reason? What was the reason? And now whoever did it, whoever's responsible for doing it, what? You caught the person you meant to catch, or you sitting back like, damn, son, you remember that we was in? We caught the wrong person. That's not even who we were supposed to catch. You caught a body for what?
That shit out. Motherfuckers whack jumper trying to hit the innocent people and shit. That's how it's supposed to keep the women and the kids out of it, man. Unless it was another girl, that's the shit. That's getting more common too. The girls out here dropping shit too.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of like demon energy going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody or something has got. There's a lot of kitchen magic going on. A lot of stupid shit, making people do stupid shit. But it's a lot of demon time going on. I don't understand. Something must be going on because it's too much. I'm like, sit your ass down and eat a piece of chicken and chill. You know what I'm saying? It's too much.
Man. I just had to bust up these motherfucking fentanyl ring in the back of the building. They gotta go.
So I just got a question, right? Because that happened on 85 in Virginia. I've driven that corridor. That's the one adjacent. It runs parallel to 95, right? Mm-hmm. And you see the same way they was able to tell Carly Russell was lying because of the what you call it. I promise you, bro. I promise everybody that there's them same cameras on that highway. The speed limit is 75 on 85 in Virginia. The speed limit is 75. And the minimum that you could do on 85 and 95 coming through that corridor is, I think, 50. And that's in the far right lane if you're going from north to south, which is the slow lane. So if the minimum is 50, how fast was you going? You had to be going fast. That to me, that's why they saying it wasn't an isolated incident. It had to be a hit because you had to maintain a certain speed.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I believe that shit was personal. Somebody meant to do that. They ain't just do that to her just for nothing. That was intentional.
Absolutely. It's really fucked up.
What is life anymore, man? This shit wild.
Low vibrational energy. Low vibrational. And it's meant to make us feel like not sad but discouraged. That's not the word I was looking for, but you get the gist. It's meant to make us feel a certain way so that we become frightened and also low vibrational instead of be brave and move forward. This is like spiritual warfare right now.
That part.
Straight up spiritual warfare at its finest. We are the targets, but now don't get twisted now. White folks doing some shit too now. They doing it too. A lot of cultures are. Every culture is going through some bullshit.
But Angel,
Yeah.
remember at one point in time, it was the black men
Now
that
it's
was
the
being
mm-hmm.
right, and you got to think about what seed is trying to be killed.
We already know. Come on now.
All right, and I'm gonna leave that alone. Let me mute my mic. I talk too much.
Yeah. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. You already know. That's been something in our culture for a long time. And things are just happening. Hunted. First the man for a few years. Now it's the woman. And it's not just any woman, it's the businesswoman, the
Then it was our children. Let's not forget the children. Remember in Georgia,
the children are always, it's always something with children.
The innocent.
Right. There you go. Now you're getting it. You probably already.
It's like the innocence. You attack the innocence, and you attack the ability to recreate and procreate and make more innocence.
There you go.
Let me shut up before StreamYard kick me out like they used to doing. Let me mute my mic. Talk too much.
But you know what it is, man. This is all this is, and it's supposed to make us feel discouraged instead of encouraged. Make us feel distraught so that we keep destroying each other. It's like a whirlpool of destruction that we're not. I don't know. Something's in. They putting shit in our Kool-Aid and things we like to eat or something. I don't know. But it's making people act a monkey ass. I'm like this. Grab a bag, sit your ass down, smoke that shit, eat that shit, and shut the fuck up.
Well, the rubber chicken, they already approved the rubber chicken to be sold. The FDA already approved that. And it's being sold at Walmart now. And come to find out, it was already approved in certain fast food restaurants.
Anybody ever
So,
seen that movie Soylent Green? Huh.
no.
Tap into that. Nobody remembers that movie Soylent Green? It's an old Charlton Heston movie. You gotta check that shit out if you haven't seen it. Maybe Ms. Nat seen it. I know she did. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of evil shit going on right now. People ain't catching it, but people are. We gotta be careful, day and night. It don't no matter. It don't matter.
You know, Marv Deep said it best back in the day. There's a war going on outside. No man is safe from the streets.
No man, no woman, no child, especially if you got chocolate complexion. They like that. We have you have to understand. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that because just in case anybody bad is listening. No, fuck that. Um, we are the culture that protects the world and our family. We're here to protect the world and protect the well, I'll say protect the earth. And it's like these old schools know that. So, in order, we were always the one that stood between destruction and living back in the days. You know, we stopped the bad things from happening. We didn't play that shit. You fuck up, we got you. But
But you know, Angel, it goes back to sectors. You understand? And when I
goes
say
back to
sectors,
what?
it's sectors. And when I say sectors, like let me put it to you like this. So I recently watched a documentary on how Nestle is like the most disgusting and covert child genocidal company on the planet. And you probably like, Nestle, what? What is she talking about? Well, check this out. Nestle, just like Microsoft, Bill Gates fund and his Melinda Gates funded Planned Parenthood and was, you know, it was like a genocidal doctrine to push birth control, right? Because there was too many teen pregnancies and unwed parents and things of that nature, and it was putting a quote unquote hamper on the social services and social the human resources for the
Okay,
nation, right?
let's call it what it really is. Putting a hamper on the people making money.
Pretty much the 1%, and it basically was a form of eugenics, right? So that was that. But then you had Nestle. So right now there's a problem. Remember there was the formula for shortage, right? So a lot of people don't know that Nestle makes baby formula. They make
Yes, they
they
do.
they
They absolutely
they
do.
make they make baby formula. And what Nestle did was Nestle was known for going to foreign countries and telling them, like, as soon as the woman would have the baby, telling them, well, there is not gonna be no food around, so you ain't gonna be able to feed your baby. Instead of giving them the information and the education that once you have your baby, that skin to skin contact is gonna make you release and drop the most precious, like, liquid gold from your breast to feed your infant. And the more you breastfeed, the more milk you will produce and give them the natural herbs and ingredient remedies to increase their milk supply. What they did was they shoved it. Happened to me in 2013. I had my son C-section, woke up and these niggas had a bottle in my son's mouth. I didn't even get to breastfeed.
Damn.
And my milk immediately started to dry up due to the medication they was giving me and other certain situations. And it was like, you took that away from me. Mind you, I breastfed my daughter till she was like 6, 8 months old. My son, I was having difficulty. That's why I was working at 5 when he was 5 weeks old, because it was like he could take a bottle. Because y'all niggas started giving him a bottle. And come to find out, all this time my son's been allergic to soy, gluten, wheat, all the shit that they put in fucking baby formula.
It's basically cow's milk. We're not meant to drink that.
Listen, or some people, the Rastas call it cow piss. We're not meant to drink that. None of it.
Now I'll drink some almond milk in a minute, but
Even that has degraded because they started to, anytime you manipulate a crop to mass produce it so that it could fulfill supply and demand, it then becomes a genetically modified or genetically engineered crop. And almonds is that crop at this point in time. First it was soy. Soy continues to this day to be the leading genetically modified crop in the food industry.
Soy and wheat. The wheat and the
soy, wheat, and corn. Soy, wheat, and corn, right? And then you have, after soy, wheat, and corn, you now have almonds. So the next thing they try, that's why you see Oatly and oat milk and coconuts and coconut milk. But thank God for all the islands that have a robust amount of coconuts. You understand? But when you mass produce things, even bananas, the common banana that we see in our supermarket was genetically engineered because the original banana never looked like that. A lot of people don't know that. Like the seeds in the middle was bigger. The texture was different. But Dole and Chiquita Banana, the Chiquita company, they formed something called the Banana Republic in certain islands in South America and Central America and the Caribbean, and they merged two strands to get the banana that we eat today. And so when you say it's something going on, yes, we are now seeing the effects. I've said this before. The same way, if there was a nuclear bomb that detonated at this moment, we would all have a nuclear, like, cold earth. The weather would change immediately, everything, crops would die, everything, and we would start to see the effects either immediately to a year or two immediately after. Is the same. We're seeing the effects of the slow process of manipulating our food to sustain the society that we have, in which you don't have to do it that way. If you was just more cognizant and loving of the planet that you lived on and the people that you live next to, which is your neighbors, your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, because guess what? Your kids, because guess what? We all have to live here. Let me mute my mic. I talk too much. My bad, y'all. Shout out to Cynthia, Monty, read the chat. I see you. Top, Nat, everybody in the bushes, the panel. Y'all already know.
Nah, we listening. Go ahead.
It's just sad, you know. We just have, man, look, it's a lot more people going vegan, you know, but even that is difficult because the vegan
right,
are expensive, you know.
Not even just that. Veganism, people don't really know how to be vegan or what it means. Like, there's different types of veganism. There's pesto lacto ovo vegans, which means that you eat fish, you eat dairy products, and you eat plant-based foods and plants. And then you have the straight up vegans who don't wear, they don't eat anything with animal byproducts. They won't touch it, they won't ingest it. Right. And then you have those that they are lacto ovo vegans. And when you have a demand for certain things, that's when you see somebody trying to monopolize on it. For instance, I'm going to bring it back to Nestle, right? I bet you didn't know that Nestle would go into certain neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, and go to their reservoirs or their groundwater supply, which is abundant. Tap the groundwater supply, drain it, bottle it, and sell it back to you with a 5-cent or 10-cent deposit. Now make it make sense. Groundwater, water that comes from the sky, that seeps into the ground and filtered by rocks, right? That's natural, that turns into groundwater, which is pure, like a spring. They tap into it, bottle it, filter it, bottle it, and then sell it back to us. I will never buy Dasani or Nestle water, ever, ever. Poland Spring is on a tight string with me right now.
But you gotta think though, like you gotta people gotta start reading. Like when you see purified water, you gotta think, well, what's the definition of purify? Purify means to turn something that was once dirty clean. You're cleaning something that was.
Exactly.
So if I'm drinking purified water, for hell, for all I know, I could be drinking some fucking toilet water or some fucking creek water that y'all just cleaned and put some minerals in and said this is for taste and all that old weird shit. You know?
Absolutely. 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 And that's part that was part of the Flint, Michigan problem as well, because the water that was being bought. So let me give you another situation. Right now in New York,
Jackson,
I don't
Mississippi
know.
too. Jackson,
Right.
I was
Mississippi.
gonna say that over here too.
Right. Now check this out. Anybody who has a ShopRite in their neighborhood or know about ShopRite, just holler in the chat real quick. If you on the panel, you know, just say yeah. I'm gonna tell you something. They have a brand, a store brand called Bowl and Basket, right? So the Bowl and Basket water is always on sale. It's always cheaper than Poland Spring, Essentia, and I love Essentia because it's alkaline water, Essentia and Fiji, right? So if I had to pay $16 for like 8 bottles, 1 liter bottles, or almost a gallon bottles for water that I like, but I need to get some other stuff and I really need water for the house and Bowl and Basket is on sale, like 3 cases for like $10. Guess what I'm gonna get? I'm gonna get the Bowl and Basket. I was like a couple weeks old when I found out reading the label, the water is coming from a reservoir in Red Hook. I'm like, I lived in New York all my natural life, with the exception for a couple of years in Germany and Panama. You mean to tell me that Red Hook got a damn reservoir in a spring that these niggas is tapping? The water is coming from Pennsylvania. You got to see all the sources on the side of the bowling basket. Matter of fact, when I'm gonna mute my mic and I'm gonna go downstairs and get like probably the only bottle of bowling basket, and I'm gonna show y'all the label because it's unreal to me. And this is the stuff that you selling back to us because for cheapness. And this is what Nestle did. They would go. So not only was you selling the water back to low income and less fortunate neighborhoods and countries, okay, right? They did this worldwide. You made baby formula and told the women that, listen, water down the formula a little bit more. So you remember in the 80s when they were showing the malnourished children and feed a child and all of that, and the children was looking skeletonized? There was a fucking reason they was looking skeletonized. Pardon my language. I'm getting upset because they was making these, they was in there telling, like, had their representatives from the country, from the company of Nestle dressed in like doctors' outfits and stuff, or as nurses, and going into the communities to these maternity wards and telling them, here's the formula, giving them a can of formula and telling them to make it last longer, dilute the formula, which decreased the nutritional element and the value required for the child to sustain life. And women were losing their children by the dozens. Yo, let me move my mic up.
Man, such is life, right? Mm-mm-mm. So what's up next, Mac? Mac.
Yeah, we about to head to the clubhouse, and we be back on tomorrow morning. We still about to talk about what's going on, man, with this, like the significance of the age of 25, and we gonna go through a lot of other different stories of other women that's 25. So yeah, man, y'all tap in, man, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We about to hit that clubhouse. I'm gonna drop the link to the clubhouse in the chat. We done heard story of a second grade teacher missing. Another young lady, 19 years of age, shot on the freeway. You know, it's like, we can't turn a blind eye to the bullshit that's going on with the women in our urban areas. So yeah, man, we're gonna continue the content and the conversation in Clubhouse, and we'll be back tomorrow morning. So yeah, y'all tap in, man. I appreciate y'all. It's Gangland.
Money. Ayy, nigga, these ain't handguns, Dracos and all blackouts. Just hit a dick bitch and made that whole tap out. She was from the wreck, I promise I'll blew her back out. Come to the city for a month, then I'm back out. Gotta move swift, I don't know what these lanes on. In another nigga trench, you know I got my chains on. In my phone talking stupid, know you getting banged on. I just called my nigga Lord, told him I need bang home. They just do it for the clout, let them get their fame on. When we catch niggas in traffic, we gon' play the game wrong. How you do it on them songs, nigga, keep that same tone. We was there late, we was finna shred your gang moan, nigga. I was surprised when I heard that shit was mine. Probably mad this bitch left him in a fuck one of the guys. How you doing all that rapping? You don't even come outside. You ain't even ride striker when all of your niggas died. Die with a bitch. Okay, they Bonnie and Clyde riding through the Bronx. We ain't looking for Nicki Minaj. They lose a member every month. I know them niggas tired. And every time they bumping to us, niggas cry. Nigga, so watch how you approaching us. Doug try to sign me, I'ma do it just to catch his bluff. Gon' get his fucking head bust, tryna show he tough. We gon' drop a whole 100 shots so they know it's up. Joe 9 off the drink, he moving slow, so we gon' be late. When we should've been there first, we in the C8. Gave his ass his own concert, took him to see Drake. Every nigga around me stay dangerous, no, we don't be safe. I don't think baby know how much them niggas down. Tell baby we put all that nigga friends out of bounds. Global, yeah, we'll tap that head out of town. Can't be serious, I think dog a fan, how he sound. The last I said he ain't down, but he did. Well, how the fuck that nigga died with his kids? Paid the lane, that nigga died in the crib. Rose got popped, he should've died, but he lived. Walked them down, we ain't into all them car games. On 6 Mile, tryna catch one on Mark Twain. He was fish bowling, chillin' in that whip, and then them sharks came. Cash game, we got more toys than the arcade. Just had a drop on strap mode, my nigga heart came. He left the ARP at home, this nigga heart lame. Hey, was a cool nigga, but they park gang. That nigga Maz had a buzz since he was our age. Nigga dissing me for fans, won't get your mans back. Hoes did whatever Lonnie say till he got head tapped. I seen Maz got the blue, I thought he ran track. Cove died making tens with his handmads. D-Man caught that one nigga in a Bronco. Bando had a ball head, now it's a pothole. Dame got shot at the food truck, duck your taco. Bitches snoring, fuck the scat, we in a Tahoe. It's a contact sport, then get in the field, nigga. Y'all down 4 bodies, all my niggas still living. Jizzle got smoked and y'all niggas still chillin'. I wrap this bitch up, we get a drop, I'm still big. And we don't do no talking, we got drunk for that. Jizzle was lacking in the whip and he got stumped for that. Young man streets, he a snitch, what's up with that? All that dissing in them songs, go get your brother back. Lucky got hit in her shit, Dang got hit in this shit, Boom got hit in this shit, Pay got hit in this shit, Lonnie got hit in this shit, Rudy got hit in this shit. I can take your ass to murder school, I'm pulling homie skid. Trev ass died and came back, he a zombie, bitch. I hate niggas, man, I should've been a Nazi, bitch. First body, I smoked the nigga boost with all my ice on. Duke ass was claiming ATB, now his life gone. They took that nigga John face off like his lipo. All the city girls acting up, I want a white hoe. We'll paint your motherfucking whip like we Mako. Bitch, I'm booted off 3 drugs with a Draco. Niggas talking like they on that, they got Duke at 32. Woo was talking choppy, now he can't even go hit the stool. Get her on my DM, fuck around and hit your boo. The chopper wake a nigga up and put his ass back on snooze. Fuck some pants, I would've knocked Trey out his shoes. Every time we hit a nigga block, that shit make the news. That nigga died with his mama, this shit ain't got no rules. Goofy ass little nigga should've stayed his ass in school. Dame ain't wanna come home, he got his pop shot. Gerald got his portrait took